Welcome, everybody, to episode 41 of PT Shop Talk. On today's episode, we have a very special guest with us, Matt McLean from Denver, Colorado, to talk about his journey, a little bit about opening your own practice, a little bit of golf, a little bit of coming out of a gym and how that works with your patients. With me, and we'll finish up with our top 5 least favorite Halloween candy or treats, whatever you want to call it. In honor of Halloween coming up pretty soon. With me, as always, is Nick Razor Blades Doling and Jeremy. Go ahead, take as much as you want. Van Klompenberg. Welcome, gentlemen.
You just nail that every week.
Yeah.
You just nail it every week.
Way off.
Razor blade.
Razor blade.
That was a big thing. Having razor blades in your candy. God, that was the worst.
That was a thing.
Every time.
I mean, that was like the warnings of the late 80s and 90s. Like, be careful, don't dare get an apple or anything like that.
Have you guys ever known anybody who's had any sort of treat mishap?
None.
Zero, right? I mean, I'm not here to sit on this podcast and go, don't even bother looking at your kids' candy. Just let them eat whatever they want. But like, how much of that is like urban legend?
Well, it happened, right? It's kind of like a dress code. It exists for a reason.
God, I just said that the other day. Unfortunately, this exists for a reason.
Because you showed up in a mesh tank top one day. They had to change the whole thing.
Who thought pierced nipples were bad? I
did.
Professional. I don't know.
Yeah, your boss did. I like that.
No razor blade. Razor blade free here, but I do love giving out the candy. That is fun. I'm just dadding it up all the time.
I'm a Scrooge that way.
Do you take the candy from kids when they stop at your door?
No, I'm usually like, let's shut off all the lights and make people think we're not home. Let's leave our house.
I can see you, bro. You're like, I'm watching Monday Night Football and goddamn fantasy football on the line. I don't want to be bothered.
Are you afraid the kids are going to scare you?
No. I don't know. I don't know what it is. I just don't like to do it. So
yeah, that's fair.
I avoid it. So
I don't like it, but I guess I can't judge you.
What's the vibe in Denver? Like
Halloween
give out candy? Yeah, you feel pretty safe giving out candy. No razor blades, nothing.
I keep the razor blades at a minimum. Just one every couple hundred. But
that's
so
more of a treat.
Suburbs of Denver and Littleton, so pretty safe community. It's people like trick or treating here. It's not as like back home. You just go out in the neighborhood, go with kids. Here, it's like trunk or treating is the big thing.
Yeah.
Same here. Yeah.
Same here. Yep.
So I don't see as many kids that's running loose like we used to back in the day, but I don't know if that's just the way of the world.
It's probably not a bad thing either. Yeah.
So Nick, you love handing out candy.
I do.
Right. Contrary to your nickname, Razor Blades. Do you do the big outdoor decoration then?
Well, Michelle did, and actually, as we were pulling back in tonight, man, she outdid herself again. Added a little bit more to the razzle dazzle out there. She's got the big spider web and the big spider.
Ooh.
What?
I put up projector lights earlier.
Oh my goodness!
Has she ever thought about getting a giant snake to put outside?
No.
That's a no.
Maybe we could. I'm all into that. Let's go.
Do you think if it's a skeleton snake, it's not as scary?
Correct.
I would agree. Yeah, I would agree.
Oh God! Did you guys see some lady just got ate by a snake? Did you guys just see that story?
What? Where?
I think it was like Brazil. 24-foot long python ate a gal.
Dear Lord.
Yeah, they killed the snake and she was inside. Like she had just died. They said she was like not digested at all. But
God, that's awful. That's such a terrible way to go.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh my gosh.
But I do think it like kills you before it starts eating you.
Supposedly, like the crushing killed you, right?
Right.
But yeah, man.
So sounds like a bad way to go.
Yeah, it's not great because it just squeezes the breath out of you. But
I'm just like picturing John Voight coming out of the snake.
Yeah, and winking at you.
Yeah.
That's such an awful movie, but
I can't believe you've seen that, Nick. Facing your fears. That's good.
Yeah, the Anaconda, baby. J-Lo, Ice Cube.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
my kids love the decorations in the yard. Like we drive around and look at them because obviously Fargo's got
For
neighborhoods.
Halloween?
Yeah. It's like a Christmas thing, Jeremy. Not everybody is a bah humbuggy Halloweeny guy.
You are, Jeremy. Just
I'll do
admit
that
it.
for Christmas. I've just never heard somebody being like, let's go check out the Halloween decorations.
I think the Halloween decorations are cooler. There's people
Jeremy-
that do like mazes in their yards for the kids to walk through as they go to get candy, which is, I guess, a little sketch when you think about it. Like, oh, your kid disappeared. Whoopsies. But anyway, so I was driving around and I was thinking, you know what's weird? You never see decorated for Halloween. And maybe it's not weird. And that's why I was wondering, like, you never see anybody put up cool Halloween decorations into cemeteries. Do you think, like, if you own a cemetery, that's like a faux pas? Like,
Can you own a
disrespectful?
cemetery?
I don't know. Somebody owns the land, right?
Are there
Like
privately
churches.
held cemeteries? It's usually like
Churches normally
churches
do,
and-
right? Yeah.
Or cities or
Well, I don't know. Like, I think Fargo's probably has some city-owned ones.
A municipality or something like that.
Yeah, like have fun with it. I don't know why that's such a no-go. Like, you
That
already
might-
have the tombstones.
It's a little, isn't it? Like
Is it
Not
disrespectful?
sac-
not
feathers.
sacrilegious, but maybe
Kind of.
disrespectful.
yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I think if you like dig the bodies up and use the bones as the decorations, definitely that's a no-no.
So that's where you
pushing
draw
it.
the line.
Yeah, it's a long way away, but there is a line. Like, well, you throw a couple of fake bats up there, throw a couple of pumpkins out. I don't know. I just never see a cemetery decorated for Halloween. It seems
I
like
don't think you need to. I think it's always
man.
it's
Have fun.
perennially decorated, right?
yeah, that's
like,
what I mean.
yeah.
Like, it's your time, man.
Have
Pump
you,
it up
have
a
you been
notch.
to a like cemetery at night ever?
Yeah,
Because that's like creepy.
That's
and
where we
It
used to go
is,
drink
yeah.
in high school.
Don't drink in the cemetery.
Yeah,
It's
police
like
were
an
never
abs-
scoping those.
That's like
out.
a crappy Adam Sandler skit or something.
Oh, you guys
CD
never
skits.
poured one out for homies that night?
When we first moved to Marshall, Jeremy, well, you weren't here yet, but we lived like 2 blocks from a cemetery. The ones that we were live up on like North Bruce. So
yeah.
we were on
Yep.
like we were renting these like duplexes that were like across there. And that is creepy, man. I'm thick skinned dude. I like Halloween, all that, but
Mhm.
I don't love being around a cemetery at night.
Do you think you could pull a sleeping bag out there and do an all-nighter?
Probably not.
All right,
No.
that's fair. Yeah,
Why would you want to?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Test yourself, Jeremy.
Jeez, Billy Badass once again.
Yeah.
Well, if you got triple dog dare, I mean, you kind of have to. Right?
Well, yeah.
That's
I mean, if
true.
there's enough, what's in the pot? I mean, what do we got? Go
Yeah.
on.
Pride,
That's
pure
that's
pride.
like
Pride.
and now we're in the premise for a really crappy horror movie. Like,
how
pretty sure that's
about
been-
how about we see if you can eat 6 crackers in a minute, and if you can't, you have to sleep in a cemetery, and if you can't,
Yeah.
I have to sleep in a cemetery.
dude? I'm totally gonna own that.
Ooh.
We're gonna do that. Matt,
Or-
Matt, we should do that with Matt on here, and then he
One
can be
chip
another
challenge it?
witness.
It's the
Well, I
next
think
one.
we-
Yeah.
I think
Like-
we could do lots of fun things at PPS. We got coming up. I'll bring some
Oh.
crackers.
My
Can we
wife
bring
won't let
the-
me do the 1 chip challenge.
She'll never
She-
know until I post it to YouTube.
I want to, and she's certain I'm gonna die.
Somebody
like-
did. Okay, I'm sure you could Google this, but I heard there was a dude that had a heart attack doing it, which
You
I
know,
kind of believe. Now I'm a little frightened.
Oh, come on. I mean, I don't know the guy. But
We've
there had to
got
be something going on
did it
there.
happen?
He
Did
didn't
it
read
happen?
because if you read the fine print on all these things, if you have pulmonary
can kill you.
issues, cardiovascular issues, you're not supposed to do it.
Oh, now, if you guys, I don't know, like, what's the full rule? Do you have to eat the whole chip, or can you just take like a little biter?
Whole
gotta
chip.
eat the whole chip.
Ooh, oh boy. All right. 'Cause I don't like spicy, but I'd be willing to do it because I like to see what happens to my body. I already lost my
Afterwards- afterwards you-
gallbladder. What else can go?
You eat
So-
the raw full pineapple
yeah.
after you do the 1 chip challenge.
Ooh, that's not a bad idea. That should cool it down, right?
You're gonna come back from PPS with a colostomy bag.
Oh, no.
Full of treats from all the vendors.
Oh,
What happened? What happens in Colorado stays in Colorado.
Yeah, that's the rules, man.
That's a bottom five.
Also, Casey, we're sharing a room the first night, right?
Yeah, right.
All right.
There you go.
Okay.
Oh God, here comes scabies.
Scabies and Bucky.
We weren't going to talk about that, guys.
Oh yeah, my bad.
This is why we go over the writer before the episode.
We don't produce it well enough.
Yeah, I'm actually terrible at that. Sorry,
That's a good
Matt.
point.
Apologize.
That's right. Just throwing some bleeps,
Oh yeah, I can edit it in post, but
Yeah,
I won't on YouTube because I don't know how to do anything.
yeah,
with
that's
videos.
you guys don't get many views anyways, I hear. So.
Yeah, 0.
Yeah, the views are bad.
Yeah.
Views are bad. Let's pump up the YouTube audience. But you know what, Spotify listeners, we appreciate you.
Mhm.
Yeah, we sure do. Sure do.
Well, here's the thing. I can't fault anybody because I don't think Jeremy and Nick subscribe or do anything to our YouTube channel, Facebook page, or Spotify.
I'm pretty sure really? I thought I did.
Your wife does?
Wow.
Right, so very
She's a
loyal
sweetheart.
person.
Yeah, she's a saint. Sweetheart.
Thank you, Michelle.
Yeah, number
Yep.
one fan.
She
Also,
is.
her stance on soup is phenomenal.
Bullshit.
Whoa.
She's even trying to get our kids in on this.
Yeah.
I'm like, no way.
Well, it's good.
Let's,
It's
okay,
fine.
let's not bias this.
Let somebody
we
talk
got-
some
we got-
sense into you.
We got a guest on the pod. Okay.
All right, we're talking soup.
So,
Is that
so
what we're
Matt
Okay.
is okay. Would you classify chili under the large food heading of a soup?
Ooh. No. No, I don't think I would.
God, what the hell is it then?
Yeah, well, it's I've never thought of chili as soup, I guess. It's
Yeah.
just
You're
chili.
like-
It's its own entity.
It's a soup. No, it's
It's
not.
its own entity.
We
It's
had
a
this conversation
It's
in
a
class.
subcategory of soup.
We had this
Well, you
conversation in class, and one of the
what do you
students said
eat
chili
a
is more of a
bowl?
casserole than a soup.
Ooh, I would go with that.
No, it's
Yeah.
not.
It's a hot dish.
You
Okay,
bake
your
fine.
chili?
It's a hot dish.
It's a chili hot dish.
Bake it.
It's hot
You're
and chili.
How about this?
Well,
With
all
the
these things-
consistency to be able to drink it out of the bowl, would that constitute a soup? You can't really do that with chili.
What about like split pea soup? That's pretty thick. I
It's
mean,
still drinkable.
Does anyone eat that?
you could drink some chili if you made the meat, you ground the meat thin enough. Yeah, like they do Detroit, is that Detroit style or whatever they say? No.
I feel like they
Put
stopped
crackers in
eating
it, just like a soup.
split pea soup in like the Industrial Revolution. Like
The
I'm
same
just
people
saying.
that
I'm
like
just throwing it out
split
there.
pea soup are the people that like Milky Ways.
there
Same
a ham in
generation.
it?
Same generation.
Oh, I can't wait for later. This is gonna be sick. So Matt, welcome to the pod. You're wrong on your belief structure, but great to have you on.
You're a great
Um,
guest
Dan?
already.
Yeah.
Cutting in. I love this already. No, it is a soup. Like soup's just a broad category.
No,
So-
you've been
Yeah.
downvoted by everybody.
It's
Nick.
chili.
You gotta let it go.
It's not
Yeah.
chili. This is almost as
You can
terrible.
put
So
it on a
far.
hot dog, man.
Yeah, can you
That's
put
a
soup
different.
on
That's like a
hot dog?
different
Good
chili.
point.
This is a
Good
soggy bun.
point.
Yeah.
Condiment.
Yeah, throw your
Eat
split
that
pea
type of
soup on a
chili
hot
out of a
dog. See how
bowl.
little
Yeah.
time you have.
You ladle it on. That's more of a topping. It's like an accoutrement.
Yeah, because it's not a soup.
So sauerkraut.
This sucks. It's still all these arguments are better than Jeremy's. What's chili? It's a crock pot. Just, that's
That
not
was
a
a poor
real
argument.
thing either.
That was a poor argument. I will agree. That's a appliance.
You know what? I'm changing back to it's a casserole. I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
All right,
dish.
so Matt, where are you from? Tell us about yourself.
Yeah. Well, then,
Could you-
guys, thanks for having me. Casey, thanks for the invite. I've listened to quite a few of you guys' podcasts, and they've been great. Yeah.
You also don't follow us.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Whoa.
I had my wife set up the Zoom, so I'm not sure how that happens. So I just click on Spotify and listen. So hey,
Yep,
you know,
it's that easy,
Thank you.
everybody.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We're working our way up to Blue Chew money.
Yeah.
You guys are good there.
Sponsorship. That's what this is about. Actually, I was hoping you or Clinic would sponsor us.
You're talking to me?
Yeah.
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 Why not? Sure. I'll win the Powerball tonight. You guys are golden.
Yeah, we have a huge listening out in Denver.
What is the name of your clinic?
Yeah. So as I said before, grew up in Oaks, North Dakota, went to University of North Dakota, roommates with Casey, and then graduated, moved out to Colorado, and then worked out here for 7-8 years, and decided to open up my own clinic. So it's Trailhead Physical Therapy, located in Highlands Ranch, so kind of a southwest suburb of Denver.
Cool. Awesome.
So, yeah.
That I can't wait to get into that more. I know we got a lot of Q&A to cover. Excited to hear more about all that. Like, what brought you, maybe before we even get that past history, but really quick, what led you to choosing therapy as a career?
So probably most of you guys, probably like sports injury, obviously, hurt my knee playing football. But my mom was actually a physical therapist as well. So
awesome.
I always say she couldn't talk you out of it.
And ACL would have healed itself.
Yeah. I was listening on my way home today, guys. Yeah. Very interesting. She ran the PD department at the hospital and the nursing home in Oaks. And so as a kid, we'd go to their office and it was like the coolest thing. As a kid, it's like a play area. So I just thought that was really cool. So always in my mind, I thought that, do a profession. And my dad was an attorney, and there's just way too many lawyer jokes out there. So couldn't pick that one. So yeah, I think just having that, seeing the profession my mom was in, I thought was really cool. So I kind of knew right away that's what I wanted to do.
Awesome. Did that knee injury happen to be sustained against the Carrington Cardinals? Chance?
No, I believe it was.
We crushed those fools.
Yes, I think it was Lisbon actually.
Oh, Lisbon. Oh,
yep. Just first play kickoff. I wasn't even involved in the play, and someone just rolled on my knee and sprained my MCL.
That's why you keep your head on a swivel, Matt.
Yeah,
your damn coaches.
Yeah.
Now Oaks was kind of unique. Like, you guys flip flop between like 9 and 11 man, didn't you? A little bit.
Well, we were always 11 man when I was in school, but we had 17 guys my senior year for an 11 man team.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah,
really.
So you just had dummies out there on the other side, like for defense. Was the coaches holding pads?
I don't even think we ran scrimmage. Yeah, I was like, all right, we're just going to run against the ghost defense, so we can't get anyone injured because then our season's forfeit.
That's fair. Because you were quarterback?
Yeah, quarterback, yep.
Ooh,
big timer.
Big stud. Big man on campus.
Sitting around a lot of linemen here, so we were the guys that always made you look good. Don't mind us.
Yeah.
Hey, I was a skill position too.
You were tight end. No, were you a receiver
tight end / wide receiver? Yeah.
Slash.
Tight end. You're a lineman.
We didn't have enough people you couldn't play one position. Like, it just depended on the formation, as I lined up at tight end or split out.
No, I was left tackle.
The great thing about having 17 guys on the team is like I was a quarterback, but I can be like, I was the kicker and the punter, and punt returner and kick returner.
Water boy.
Back up the end.
The waters.
Assistant coach, offensive coordinator. No.
Athletic
you were living the varsity blues life.
Yeah.
You're calling the plays, Lance Harbor style.
He's just trying to read Vonnegut.
The knee injury wasn't too bad. It was like a couple of weeks, and it was mostly just all right. Here's some easy stuff to do. So can't really even say it was an injury.
Yeah, that was.
I assume you just didn't want to play because it was terrible. It's okay. Your coach doesn't listen. He's all right.
Yeah, it was a left knee meniscus injury that brought me to therapy when I was beginning of my junior year. I was playing football. I got through the football season and right into wrestling. I kind of sustained that injury, and that's what doing my rehab got me really into it. We used to play back in my day. We would play Oaks in football. We had a good little rivalry in wrestling, and then we also played you guys in football. So it was different times, though. I think I don't know if that's still the case at all.
I think since I've left, I mean, they went back to 9-man, then they went back to 11-man, and I know they've kind of redistrict as well. So I'm like, I have no idea who they play anymore.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think I think the playoffs are almost over in North Dakota now, but I think they're having a decent year. I thought they were ranked at state for a little bit.
Yeah, I think they won their first playoff game. That's
Oh.
saw it on Facebook.
They can't be playoff. No, they're not over Casey.
I think it was the first
You gotta
playoff
just
game
be
this last
starting,
week.
right?
They're probably
Yeah.
this 2 to 3 weeks in already.
Oh, baby, we were just cooking around Halloween time, baby. That's when the cards got rolling.
Oh man, just hopped up on
was like-
snorted Smarties.
Yeah, baby.
Everybody
That
get
was-
a hit.
that was quarter-
hit at halftime.
quarterfinals time.
What was that sweet show they used to have on HBO about football where they'd like go to the locker room at halftime and do drugs and they'd have like prostitutes and stuff in the locker room? You guys remember that show?
Was that an
That's The
HBO?
Rock?
That was with The Rock. Yeah.
Was
it-
it
No,
Ballers?
Not
No,
Ballers.
this
It
be-
was even before. It was before
Dude,
Ballers.
Are
It
you
was-
thinking of that old crappy, like it wasn't on HBO, it wasn't even that good. It was like Spike TV or something. Yeah, I
We'll
remember that
produce it
show.
later.
Yeah, we'll check that out. That sucked.
Post
Oh,
it
the,
to our
the
Facebook.
XFL.
Yeah, the whole season.
Yeah.
He hate me.
He hate
Yep,
me.
he hate me was like the main
Ron
guy.
Smart. He was
Yeah.
the one with the prostitutes at halftime.
Yeah.
Keep that testosterone up.
Well, typically, Matt, what we do this little intro segment that Casey likes to really cook up, produce up. I don't know. Do you have music effects this time again?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Oh.
You guys will let's see here. I gotta turn my volume. Oh, that's a pleasant volume level. Let me share.
He won't fix this in editing either.
No.
No, why would he?
Not at all. How do you guys hear that gentle noise? Yeah, you got it?
Wow, that is gentle.
Yeah. Well,
Powerful future bass.
yep. It's free. That's why I use it.
And every time we get to see your Spotify like selection,
Well, it's just like old school. I don't even know how to
Space
use.
Jam.
Oh yeah, Lemonade and Brownies by Sugar Ray.
Yeah.
That was a
Think
solid
Oneon's
album.
good.
Alright. Not a Surf. You guys familiar with their work?
oh yeah, not
No.
a surf.
Popular.
Nada.
Very 90s. Very 90s alt rock.
I don't think this list has been updated since probably 2004. So yeah, Matt, how this segment works, we got a little bit of tunage here. We'll just kind of fire questions at you. Typically, either this or that, multiple choice. Just answer with your heart, man.
Okay,
Ready to rock?
let's do it.
All right, let's start the segment I like to call "It's Time for Matt to Become McLean."
Oh,
Oh,
I'm so
Let's see what we
good
get
at
there.
those. All right, each of us will ask about 5 questions. All right, let's all start us off here, and we'll go me, Jeremy, Nick. You guys into that?
I am.
Okay,
Yep, let's
thank
do it.
you. All right, we'll start off with worst movie adaptation: World War Z or Cloud Atlas?
Ooh, Cloud Atlas, because I love that book and I hated that movie.
I would also accept World War Z. Jeremy.
So I had to bring golf, and I tried to bring golf into this. So like my first one is drive for show or putt for dough.
Putt for dough.
Oh, good answer. Good answer.
all right. I'm gonna keep it soft with the golfing theme because we were kind of teased up on this. Okay, better golf ball, Titleist or Nike?
Right. Yeah.
Is that a
I don't
real
think
question?
Nike makes golf balls anymore.
And I would have also
Since
accepted Nike.
2012.
I would have accepted chili is not soup.
Top flight. Top flight.
Top flight.
flight.
Okay, that was way up.
Better Denver brewery. This is a four banger, so keep track. Lynn Coop, Blue Moon, True, or Call to Arms.
Ooh. All to Arms.
Good
I've actually
choice.
never been there. The other ones I'm not big fans of though.
Oh, okay.
Might have to check it
They
out.
just suck. Well, great. I like that. Not even Blue Moon, huh? Everybody likes Blue
Blue
Moon.
Moon's
Yeah,
terrible.
That's
Oh,
there's
number
way
one
better
craft beer in
ones.
this country.
Overrated.
Way better ones.
All right, move on,
I'm with
Jeremy.
Jeremy.
That's not what this
That's not
segment's
even
about.
craft. St. Andrews or Augusta?
Ooh. I'd have to say Augusta, but Tiger Woods just said St. Andrews was his favorite. So Augusta.
All right, I like it.
I would have said Wingfoot. All right, better beverage this time of year: hot cocoa or hot cider?
Hot cocoa.
All right. Very good.
A geography question for you, Matt. Everybody likes to know where the world is.
I knew you were going to steal this one.
Green Bay's in Wisconsin.
Yeah, I've heard it both ways. Michigan, Wisconsin, it's right on the border. So further from Green Bay, Wisconsin, Oaks, North Dakota, or the Oakmont Golf Course and Country Club in Oakmont, Philadelphia?
Ooh.
Further away.
Further away, the Oakmont.
Oakmont is correct. 670 miles versus 558. You're a man of your geography. I like that.
Yep. I've listened to the podcast. I knew I needed to know something about Green Bay. So
Yeah,
Because I really like this guy, Casey.
it's nice to have somebody that listens. It's pleasant.
yes.
That's true. Happy Gilmore or Legend of Bagger Vance?
Oh, Happy Gilmore. I still watch that movie in its entirety.
Easy, Jerry.
Yeah.
All right. I like to go with a little callback every now and then. So, better beverage when you are tailgating to consume: shots of Hot 100 or a delicious Bloody Mary?
Shots.
What the?
Yeah.
Jeez. What's wrong with you guys?
Crazy up in Grand Forks. What can I say?
Now, would it change your mind if you were drinking that Bloody Mary through a brat straw?
Ooh, yes, it would.
Maybe, perhaps.
That's the correct answer.
Yeah.
Better small town North Dakota event: irrigation days or running o' the green, Jamestown.
Irrigation days.
You seem biased on
absolutely.
that.
You can't beat irrigation days. If you guys have never been, it's amazing.
Is that like Oaks' thing?
Yeah, that's the Oaks days. Yep, we celebrate the beauty of irrigation.
Yeah, they celebrate the fact they don't have water. Look at our misery.
Sorry, Jeremy, you're gonna supersede them with hat days.
Yeah. With DAZE at days.
Oh, it's the end.
But
I'm sorry, running o' the green has no G, and it's just an O and an apostrophe. So Jamestown knows how to do it too.
Well, I would say
They're
that
as
would
hip
be
as you
better,
guys
but
were.
I kind of don't remember doing that. So yeah.
Nor does most of the city.
Yep.
Very good.
So we got another callback. Basketball or grappling?
Oh, basketball. Yeah.
All right.
I knew he was a good guess.
Take back what I said. All right, we're on number 4, right?
Yep.
So I'm gonna save this last one. More creepy, crawly thing, animal. Spiders or snakes?
Snakes.
Ooh.
All right, gotcha. You're back.
Both are wrong.
There's no correct answer. Better NFL player: Philip Hansen or James Kleinsasser?
You shut your.
Phil Hansen. I mean, he was in the Super Bowl. He was in the Super Bowl multiple times.
Yeah. Didn't win a lot of them.
Didn't we? Yeah, neither did the
No.
Kleinsasser either, or the Vikings ever.
All right. For putting grip, pistol grip or fat grip?
Pistol.
This guy's on point. He's on point.
I have no idea what you're talking about, but on to my final one. Better. Who are you cheering for right now? Bison or Sioux?
Well, the Fighting Hawks. Of course. Yeah.
God, dang it! Where do you find these?
Yeah, I'm really enjoying watching the Bison play football. It's been a lot of fun these last forever, pretty much. So
pretty much forever. Yeah, they dominate.
There's a Bison bar in Littleton, Colorado. You can watch all the games there.
Really?
What?
Yeah.
That's exciting.
I was not aware of that.
Yep.
You know, in
bison are
Michigan,
everywhere.
we have a small little craft brewery here. They've got a bison helmet. Doling, you
Yeah, they do. Yep. Yeah, I've seen
a
that.
bison helmet.
Are there any
and they-
USD bars in Denver that you're familiar with?
Oh, we'll create one. It's going to be a side hustle.
Well, we're down in PPS next week. You're gonna open a bar.
Yep. You don't know what I'm going to do.
We're
Well,
staying down there.
You could bring a helmet down, I guess. You got connections.
Yeah, I'm going to go to session 332 on reimbursement rates getting cut. Then next thing I'm off. I'm off site, like laying down some money, putting up a shingle, as we like to say.
Oh, as the kids like to say. Oh, you talk bison football. I got one more thing before we get into the main topic. Did you guys see the Weber State game? Like, what was this last weekend? Where they set an FCS record for safeties in a game?
No, I love safeties.
Not only did Weber suffer 4 safeties in one game,
wow,
none of them were from sacks.
What?
Let me share a
Do
video.
they take away your ability to be a football team at that point?
It's crazy because they were like 3rd in the country and they were undefeated going into this game, and they were playing the number 2 team in the country, I believe, and they lost by 4 points.
Is that Montana State?
Yes, I believe they were playing.
They play the
Montana State.
Bobcats.
So this little video, I'm not going to share the audio because it's annoying, but you guys. So they had 4 safeties, all from the long snapper.
Wow.
Now, watch this video and tell me this long snapper didn't have money on this game. So here's numeral 1. He just misses it.
Not even close.
So that's safety number 1. Missed him
It's
by
like
about
out of the
30
back of the
yards.
end zone.
Yep. Here's number 2.
Another bad snap.
See ya.
This is going to be another safety. Teams.
Here's number 3.
And this one
See
again
ya.
is going to fly into the end zone.
From the 20.
Oh my goodness.
I like this one. The punter's
Not
over
even
it.
close.
Like, not that one, but this one. He's like,
Another bad snap.
Get out of
And this
here.
is going to be another safety.
Was that from the 30?
And this.
Yeah, I think his longest one was
29?
probably. Yeah, this one's from like what, the 33.
Yikes.
Wow.
And fly into the end zone.
So yeah, that I don't know. That's the craziest thing I've ever seen. How do you become a collegiate long snapper and do that? I get ones.
He lied
like-
on his resume for sure.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I've been long snapping my whole career.
Yeah, and I'm really good at it. I promise.
Yeah, super good.
My weaknesses are I snap it too hard.
Yeah.
It's one that old interview thing. Huh? I play with too much passion.
I
play
can't
with
too much.
passion.
That's my one weakness.
I get out there, my adrenaline just.
Yeah, I snap too much.
I can't believe, man, he launched that sucker like 35 yards.
Yeah,
back.
that like the first and the third one were like 10 feet over the guy's head. I haven't
You
seen.
can't even throw a football that far.
Yeah, I haven't
Yeah.
seen high schoolers snap that poorly, let
Yeah.
alone in college.
Wouldn't you think after like the 3rd one you'd overcorrect and it would be short?
You would
Like
think,
at some
right?
point,
Yeah.
aren't you making some sort of change to what you're doing?
Or you think at some point the coach just goes, "We're going for it on 4th."
Yeah, good point.
Wow.
Like it's too late to find another long snapper. I guess we're just going for it on 4th. I mean, analytics will tell you that you're
Go
better
for
off
it.
anyways, right?
Yeah.
To lose
So just to back
lose
up
by
though,
5 points.
they're number 3.
Yeah.
And then the Bobcats are number 2.
Mm-hmm.
So are the Bison down to 4 now? 4 or 5 or what?
4.
Yeah. God dang Jacks. That game was brutal to watch, that second half.
Yeah, it's good for the Jacks to be number 1. I can't wait to watch
Them just
mid-December game
Oh,
at
just fall apart.
Brookings in a blizzard. That's really going to show the vulnerability of that outdoor stadium in the playoffs. But
Yeah, we talk tough, but man, we looked soft in that set. The whole game, actually, defensively.
oh yeah, that's
Tackling
terrible.
was brutal. And the second half, though, yeesh.
Well, I don't get
It's
how
like
you can't
embarrassing.
score. You scored 21 points in the first half, and you can't score 3 points in the second half of football.
Yeah.
And then
You guys-
UND
Nope.
Did you watch the
last
UND
weekend.
game?
puts 35 up on them or something like that. It's like,
Yeah, UND was cooking, same thing, cooking in the first half, and then
It was like 4 touchdowns in like 6 minutes. I like turned the TV on, catch the second half of the game, and all of a sudden it's like over.
that was crazy. I looked at ESPN, it was like 21-14, and I was like, oh man, the game must almost be over. And then I looked and it was like 2 minutes into the second quarter or something. I was like, ooh,
yeah,
that is weird. Okay.
Yeah. Well, you're right though. We'll see. I mean, they've had some pretty impressive regular seasons before, but we can usually count on them to poo-poo it down their leg at some point in the off season or postseason, excuse me.
Yeah, it reminds me of the old NDSU UND rivalries where UND would often win in the regular season and then NDSU would win the national championship. So,
yeah, perhaps. Got to go back quite a ways.
Yeah, there was like
You're
the
talking
late
80s?
80s, early 90s.
Yeah, late 80s, 90s. Yeah. Because I think, like, I was just talking about this with a patient the other day where when NDSU made that transition, it was like, man, we were beating the Sioux. Like, we were losing to them more often than we were winning.
Oh,
And
yeah.
the Sioux had come off the heels of winning that national title in like 01. My friend Ryan was on that team, that former guest of the pod. Yeah.
The old Mustangs, we were still playing them in hoops. That was right around that time.
That was Tim Miles. That was Tim Miles connection, right?
Yeah, even pre-Tim Miles. Yeah. Crazy
where we're at. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. All the college shakeups and everything you see now. Like, I don't know. It's hard to follow. You know, you got schools like Augustana now trying to think about making the jump to FCS. It's like,
yeah.
You know, they probably can just because Sioux Falls is big enough.
I agree.
You know,
they should be able to recruit there.
They're gonna be able to recruit so much better than Vermilion.
Yeah, I would think they're going to hurt USD for sure.
Yeah.
Well, when are the Bison going to jump up here and join the Mountain West is the rumor?
I don't know. It's frustrating when you see teams like Jacksonville State and James Madison come in and be like 6-0 and be ranked their first year. It's like you just sit there and go, could be us. I guess I'll just go play in Incarnate Word.
Game.
It's only a matter of time. Is it? Money talks.
Yep.
North Dakota's population needs to grow by about double before you need a Trader Joe's before you can have an FBS team. I think that's
it's part of the checklist.
Yeah.
You know what's so funny though with the revenue they bring in, they got to be able to sustain it, right? I mean, and what is capacity at the Fargo Dome now? If they sell
18.5.
18.5.
Yeah.
You look around like those crappy Tuesday, Wednesday night games that they'll start plugging in now, where it's like Louisiana Lafayette or, I don't know. I'll just say.
Yeah,
Lafayette.
they did like the FBS had to adjust down the attendance requirement because of some of those schools.
Yeah, I mean, you look
it's
at
like
their
15,000 now is supposed to be your average attendance.
Yeah, directional Michigan, Jeremy, Eastern, Western, Central. They're all pretty. It's like every 5 years, one of those three teams is like really good.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
but
and then their coach moves on.
They're all dying too, man. It's crazy. All those universities, like the Michigan State, they bump up, and all the state schools, all the smaller schools, are seeing like huge drops in enrollment. So,
well, your boys in the Big Blue, man, the Blue and Maize, they are thumping. I am seriously looking forward to that Ohio State matchup later on. I mean, it's always good, but this year
it'll be the letdown. They'll lose by 21.
Didn't they crush them last year?
It's like being a Vikings fan. You get to like, oh man, we're 5-1, man, we're ranked 4th in power rankings.
We got to bring on them Cardinals, baby. We're gonna smoke little Kyler Murray.
Yeah.
I have like zero confidence in that. I'm just saying. I don't know what I'm talking about. He's gonna dance around for like 9 seconds of play and then throw it to Hopkins
because nobody can see him.
Yeah.
It's all right.
He's gonna show up in a green pantsuit again.
So is it called a pantsuit when a man?
Did you see that? Yeah, did you see that? You've seen that picture, right?
I was gonna try to segue from Hillary Clinton to mass practice.
Yeah, we gotta get to mass practice.
I didn't know how I was gonna do it.
So sorry.
Like, how do we go from Hillary Clinton in a neon green suit to math practice.
It's
This is
almost
a-
as attractive as running your own practice.
He wore it for real.
Yeah,
Look at that.
Dude, I take back what I said about just being called a suit when a man wears it.
pantsuit nation, man.
Yeah,
Oh,
I love
Why?
that. There was
those are like women's dance goes he's wearing as well.
Yeah, those are interesting shoe choice.
it's that
High fashion, man.
No,
Yeah, it's the Harry Styles effect.
Is that what they
Yeah.
used to call it? You know what I think is cool is that like the Patriots just clone their quarterback. Have you seen those two quarterbacks next to each other? They're the same person.
Bailey, Zappy,
Zappy?
Great
Zappy.
Zappy.
And Mac Jones, they'd look identical. It's crazy.
Okay, so did Mac Jones kick somebody in the nuts that game?
I have no idea.
I thought I heard like that's been going around. That apparently on one of those plays he just jacked a dude right in the twig and berries,
Right in the old mommy daddy button? That's not very
Yep.
nice.
and then they put Zappy in,
Yeah.
and it didn't help.
No,
Man, I can't believe the Bears ran roughshod. That's shocking.
I like Zappy based on his name alone. Yeah, I feel like it's like they cloned Mac Jones and just made him nicer, and they're like, "Hey, you're our quarterback now." It's the exact same person, like the same height, same build, play identical. They look identical.
Yeah,
Move on
can't
from
wait
Mac
for that.
Jones. Nobody might even notice.
yeah.
Yeah,
You know, to Jeremy, to your point though, you're all kind of like, I get it. You're docile on the Vikes. We all are. We're all a little hesitant. 5-1
Yeah. We
coming
can't
out of
have
the
nice
bye.
things. We
Coming
can't
out
have
of the
nice
bye,
things.
but it's gonna be a very interesting few weeks coming up. We got
Yeah, we're gonna trade for OBJ and things
Yeah,
are gonna.
but- we don't have to trade for him.
Oh, yeah,
We
just
got-
can't you
sign him,
just pick him up?
Yeah.
That dude's
couldn't
doing
remember if he still had
push-ups
some
in his
connection to the
yard like
Rams.
Terrell Owens.
Yeah.
But then we got that interesting. I mean, we're gonna find out when we play Buffalo on the 13th. We got like in 9 game in I think it's 9 days. We play like, or maybe it's a little bit more. Maybe it's 11 between 11 days. But we got like play in Buffalo. Then we host the Cowboys, and then we host the Patriots on Thanksgiving night.
Matt, you're not a Broncos fan, are you?
no, I'm actually a Cowboys fan.
Woo, them boys.
Oh.
Would you you
America's
think
team.
is Dak back?
Yeah, I mean they didn't look great this last week, but I think we'll get it going here.
No, but like other than Buffalo, who's been like, and Philly, I guess, but who's been consistently awesome in the NFL? Like who's looked the part week in, week out?
Buffalo, Chiefs.
Yeah, I think the
Uh,
Chiefs are
maybe the
gaining
Chiefs.
momentum all the
They
time.
just
They look
got
better every week.
beat at home by Buffalo, dude.
Yeah.
They're a step below.
I would agree. Philly and which is crazy to say the Philly's up there, but Philly and Buffalo are definitely the cream of the crop, as the kids say.
Matt might like this hot take. I'm about to spit, but I got a feeling that Philly is gonna at some point in a few weeks they're gonna start getting a little bit exposed on offense, and they're gonna have to start winning games with Hurts's arm, and then we're gonna find out. I don't think it's gonna happen. I think they're gonna lose a few games because their RPO eventually always gets schemed against. People start figuring it out, and when the temps drop, all that trickeration they run that leaves these guys wide open, it gets harder, right? And I'm going to be very interested. I don't know how real they are.
I don't
Vikings
think
defense.
I don't think they're as
sucks.
good as what their record is right now. No, I mean they beat the Cowboys, but the Cowboys had their backup quarterback.
No,
They lost by 9.
He finally-
Cooper
he
was doing
interceptions.
things.
So
Right? He finally
Here's-
played his worst game. Yeah.
yeah,
Here's my
That's
hot take, Mac, that I think you'll like. I think Cooper Rush is such a sweetheart that his last game, he knew Dak was coming back. He was like,
I can't take
I'm
do
just
this for
going
you,
to play portable. So
I'll do
there's
this for
not a
you."
quarterback controversy. I'm the ultimate team player. We're just going
Yeah.
to sack this game. Dak will come back. And I'll just go back to life. Somebody will pick me up later. It's all right.
Yeah. That's a good play.
I'm a
Because, I
pleasant
mean,
man.
Yeah, and it's
Yeah,
gonna
I
make
think-
that victory at the end of the season against them that much sweeter too. You know.
Yeah.
Because
He's just the
Dak
ultimate
did
team
not.
player.
You're right. Dak did not look good against those lowly Motor City Kitties. That defense is nice.
The defense is that's a surprise. That's fun to watch. But
Yeah.
Now it's been a very fun to talk about the Broncos though here in Denver, man. That's
Yeah,
every Monday. It's always fun.
Gosh,
Yeah.
we are
dude,
just
they're
blessed to see them on national television every
all
week.
all the time.
Yeah.
I pulled that up. They've already played. Do you guys remember they've played 3 primetime games already?
Is it only 3?
And they probably
Yeah,
I thought it was
more.
all of them.
Was it more? Is it 4? No, you're right.
I
It
think
was
it's
like
4.
it's Sunday night. They played Monday Night Football twice. They
Yeah.
played Thursday night, and you're right. It's 4. They've
Yeah.
already played 4 primetime games.
Ugh.
It's that
Yeah.
Russ juice. Everybody wants to see what he could do, and he is stinky.
He's so dangerous.
Boiler alert, he's garbage.
God,
He is
and
he is the Milky Way of quarterbacks. in the
oh, he's trying to get it. But how wrong? Like how wrong were all those analysts early in the season that were like, "Oh, Seattle's going to be like bottom 3, bottom 4." They're into this rebuild mode, and there was all these rumors about Pete's going to retire, right? Like, why would he stick around? He's too old. Like, why does he want to rebuild? And right now they have a winning record, and you look at Denver and they're playing terrible. So you always wonder if internally, it reminds me a lot of what happened in Philly way back when Donovan McNabb just fell apart, right?
Yeah.
Like D-Mac was top 3 quarterback, and within 2 years he's terrible. And it's eerily similar to that. Like they just knew, you ain't got it no more. Let's get some money.
Yeah.
For him.
I think
You know,
there's something going
it's like a
on.
perfect storm, man. Hackett sucks. He's not a head coach. Are
Are you saying he can't hack it?
I am.
Okay.
Nathaniel.
I tell you what though, they go for it that first game, that 4th down, and instead of going for you just let Russ Wilson get that first down. And
Yeah.
Could that have changed the season?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But then they let him cook. They let him cook.
Some
in
people would say
last
that
game.
about the Super Bowl as well with Russ.
Yeah. Oh, Richard Sherman on
Just get Marshawn the ball.
Thursday night. He was freaking out.
Man, was
Where
that the
have I
one?
seen this before? Where have I seen this before? Run the ball. Run the ball.
Yeah, especially in this era, like where so many teams are playing or they're being coached so much more aggressively now too. Like,
Yeah.
it's not uncommon at all. If you're not on your own 40 or deeper, it's like if it's 4th and 3, they're like going for it. You know, sometimes 4th and 4, and I actually love it. It makes it more exciting, and I guess analytics show it's not going to really change it. You know, it could help you more than it's going to hurt you. Pretty interesting. Yeah.
So Matt, tell us about yourself.
I'm a big football fan. Yeah.
I love it.
Love football.
Yeah, I'll get into it, I guess. I pretty much opened up my practice almost 4 years ago now. So I was managing a clinic in Littleton for about 7 years, and always had kind of the want to maybe open my own practice, but didn't really necessarily want to do the medical office, just turn over clients like crazy, have to rely on physicians to refer me clients. So I'd had an old colleague that did the, open a PT office in the gym, and was saying how much that she loved it. She's like, yeah, I'm working 3 days a week, this is great. Clientele's amazing. So I kind of always had that in my back of my mind, like, this is something that would be really cool. But just never had like anyone I knew that had a business like that. So I actually joined a gym just down the road, and they had a specific like HIIT class that they did that you could pay extra for. And so I knew the owner of the gym, and then this HIIT class, I met the guy who runs it. And after a few months, I was like, man, this programming is just awesome. I love what you guys are doing here. A lot of functional type exercises, different levels, so you can have different people coming in. I was like, when are you just going to run your own gym?
Was it off-brand? Was it off-brand CrossFit?
No, it was just so it was called the Red Zone in town here. And so it's just with a private gym, and they had their own specialized HIIT class. And so yeah, the owner's like, I'm actually looking at a spot tomorrow. I'm opening my own. So from that conversation alone, I was just like, hey, do you want a PT in-house? And he's like, well, we never thought about it, but like, he's like, let me talk to partners and get back to you. And then the next day he's like, hey, come check out the spot. And that was it.
Wow.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so it was kind of one of those, wasn't really planning on it, but then when that happened, it was kind of like a whirlwind of like, all right, like when you guys moving to the spot, and all right, I'm gonna do this. So yeah.
Very cool. So you learned from your high school football days to keep your head on a swivel,
Oh.
and you found an opportunity.
That was actually that was basketball, head on the swivel. That was old Brad Whale, our basketball coach. Defense, man. Yeah. Hands up, head on a swivel. Yeah.
And that was you.
Yep.
Very nice.
You don't learn that in wrestling, Doling. You just don't.
Keep your head as stiff as possible. Don't let anybody get around that throat.
Neck bridge. I think I'm going to bring my VHS copy of Vision Quest to PPS next week.
Good.
Do you think they'll have VHS players at the hotel?
Well, I'll see if they can rent one.
You should put that in. You should go to your email and put that in like the request for your room. I'd like a VHS player. See if they do it.
Please make it happen. Page me when it's in. So very cool. What are some of your 4 years ago that happened? What have been some of the awesome successes that you've had and some of the challenges at that time?
Yeah, I guess I guess success would be just kind of still rolling through COVID. When that happened and everything shut down. I mean, being part of a gym, at that point, they shut down. So I was kind of unsure if they would even open it back up again. And if they close, I'm closing. So luckily they were able to pull through, and they did a really cool program where they just leased out a bunch of the equipment to members and put videos every day online. Said, here's the workout for today. So awesome. So I think getting through that and has been a success. And then just developing different programs. I was doing golf performance, and then just working with the athletes at the gym. So those have been the best. And then hardships, COVID, just all of it, success. I think COVID was pretty much everything. Hardships through that, success through that. So how many staff are you a one-man show, or what type of staff?
So
right now I'm a one-man show. So when I opened up just myself, I do the billing, scheduling, so kind of the call it the mom and pop shop, and so actually I did hire another therapist, brought on last year. Got her schedule. She was 100% booked. Had another room we opened up in the gym, and then she ended up moving back to North Carolina.
Oh man!
Yeah, so back to do it myself. So
that according to the Harvard Business Journal, 70% of people leave their managers. I'm just messing with you. I absolutely hate that study and that statistic. I think it's just garbage.
I'm gonna blame the cost of living in Denver.
I just want to joke. I'm just joking.
Nick, you gotta stop. I keep inviting people and you keep scaring them away.
It's just an ice. It's like more ice breaking. We're having lots of ice to break.
Nick, we're an hour into this.
Just thought I'd throw that little tidbit out.
So busting your balls there, scabies, man.
I didn't say scabies, man.
We weren't going to talk about it, Bruce.
I know.
Guys, just because you guys don't use studio lighting because you don't care about our YouTube audience, it gets to my eyes after a while.
No one cares about our YouTube audience.
I do. I care. I care about all two of you.
There's like a yellow tint there, and you look like you're like a stoned Bruce Valanche.
It is a blue light blocking glass. You should encourage all your migraine and cervicogenic dizziness patients to invest.
Cervico. You listen to this freaking Euro guy.
Yeah, where's man?
That's what the glasses on. Oh no!
Please refer to me as a physio from now on.
Physio.
So what got you into?
All right, I wish I had never pulled the attention off of Matt. Go back, Matt. Everybody left you because you're a terrible manager. Go on.
Yes.
What drew you to you did the TPI? Like what drew you to golf performance?
Tell us what is TPI?
TPI, so it's Titleist Performance Institute. And so what it is, it's Titleist developed a program to see what makes a golf swing, and how can we actually look at golf as like any other sports performance. And I think Tiger Woods really changed the golf game as far as like golfers are athletes.
Definitely.
We're going to treat it like an actual like a sport where we can do sport performance and actually train our bodies to better towards a golf swing, right? Just be a better golfer by being an athlete. And so they started out just looking at, okay, what's like a golf swing? What makes the perfect golf swing? And then what are like breakdowns in your movement, in your body that can lead to swing faults or swing characteristics, as they call them, that could affect how you're playing. So yeah, that's the title. And so basically their philosophy is there's not a perfect swing, right? There's not one swing that everyone's going to do that's going to be perfect, but there is a perfect swing kinematic sequence that we can train people to get there by just breaking down these movements specific for golf and saying, hey, you lack hip rotation, so you're never going to get this swing kinematic because you have no hip internal rotation. So it's a cool way of tying in like a movement screen, and a lot of it's based on the selective functional movement.
SFMA, yep.
Yep.
And then just making it more golf specific. And so that's pretty much the TPI. And then they have different levels for medical providers, golf professionals, and you can take different levels. So I got certified in level 1. So when I moved to Colorado, the clinic I actually started off as a golf performance clinic.
Oh, cool.
And so when they're looking for, to hire a PT, they're looking for someone that enjoyed golf. So that was one of the questions is like, are you a golfer? I'm like, yeah, I'm a golfer. I'm going from, so I interviewed when I was in Boise, Idaho, my second to last clinical rotation. And we're going to North Carolina for our last one. And I'm like, yeah, I'm actually driving 10 hours out of my way to drop off my snowboard so I can pick up my golf clubs so I can play some golf in North Carolina. And so at that point, they're like, all right, do you want this job? So basically they went from a golf performance clinic, and then one of the owners ended up getting her PT degree. So they opened up a PT clinic that had a specialty in golf performance. And the clinic that they were building, they actually put a golf simulator in the clinic.
Ooh.
Yeah. So from there, I was like, cool, I get to do PT and then work with golfers.
Doling, that's going to be in the budget next year.
Did you ask for that, Jeremy?
Too late, buddy.
Not
Keep
yet.
going, Matt.
I took thousands of swings on I think hole 16 at Pebble Beach, the par 3, thousands of swings. And I never once came close to a hole-in-one on that simulator.
Did you ever play Oakmont? Did you play Oakmont? Is that
Didn't
how you
play
knew how
Oakmont,
far?
no.
Son of a gun.
Yeah, no.
Next to Augusta, it's had the most majors hosted at it. Fun fact for you guys.
Oh,
Nice.
very cool.
That's the glasses.
So now how does that fit in with your traditional practice? Is it cash based that you do like exercise prescription based off of that, or like swing analysis, and then here's your
Yeah, so it depends. So right when
and you don't feel like you got to give away the secret sauce.
Yeah.
Just whatever you feel comfortable with.
Yeah,
We need your business model down to the specifics, actually.
Yeah,
If you're gonna sponsor us,
you just be good at your job and you'll make lots of money.
Oh, the secret. There it was.
Yeah.
Did you hear it, Jeremy? Write it down.
Yeah. Until
I'm just chewing on it still. I'm still chewing on it.
Then you know it ain't a soup, son. Then you know it ain't a soup.
Let him answer. Jeepers.
Anyway,
Too comfortable.
So when I first opened my practice, I was actually already working at a country club in town here. And so I'd known one of the members, and they built a brand new facility. And so I was telling him, hey, I do this golf performance thing. I'm sort of a Titleist. I'd love to come out there and just do some, Titleist screens. So when I started doing that, I was just doing cash pay. So put up a little, sign up sheet if you want to come do this. And going from there, it was kind of we'll do initial screen, and then based on what we find with your movement, here's home exercises. If you want to run through a weekly program with me, we can do that. If you want to do this on your own, we'll reassess in 4 weeks and then kind of do a follow-up. And so a lot of times I was working with clients, especially if they're in pain. That was like the big thing. They're in pain. Hey, we can get you out of pain. If you're having pain with golf, it's a movement issue. You're having some, dysfunction in something somewhere. So let's figure out what it is and try to get you to play pain free. So generally that would be nice, because then it'd just be like, let's just get you on a weekly program, let's go out of pocket and do that. And so when I opened my practice up, I actually ended up getting the treatment facility at the country club as a secondary office. So then I was treating, I'm in network with a few insurances and Medicare. So at that point, I was like, hey, if you're in pain, come see me. If you haven't played golf, we'll make sure we work your exercises towards, golf specific, if we're doing like core and strengthening and things like that. So yeah, so a little bit of both. I go insurance if they're having pain, and golf as a hobby. I'll definitely incorporate some of the TPI stuff throughout.
Yeah.
So.
Well, very cool. So how do you handle it when you're a one-man show like that? Do you have any front office?
No, just me. Yeah.
God, so who handles your billing? Is it all built into your EMR?
Yeah, so I use an EMR and then the billing just directly through it. So and that was kind of the hardest, I think, starting point, was just figuring out how to do this billing.
Yeah.
Probably the worst part of the job. I didn't go to PT school to do billing, but
100%.
yeah,
I have an entire team and I make mistakes every day.
Yeah, but yeah, once you get the hang of it, it's just myself. It's pretty easy to do, and it's one of those like, I'll just take a few hours on a Thursday and get it done. But yeah, so I pretty much I have my work line through my cell phone. So when people call, I'll try to answer. If not, they leave a voicemail. A lot of my clients are from the gym, members of the gym, so they'll just pop their head in and say, "Hey, how can I schedule?" I say, "Well, schedule right now." So. And then I just do a lot of text messaging. I'm like, hey, if it works better, just shoot me a text. That's fine.
Yeah. The ever-changing world we live in.
Yeah, people love it. They love the thumbs up.
No, they don't.
They still do.
Yeah,
I like this guy. He listens.
I've sent so many fist bump emojis this week on Teams. It's my new thing now. Yeah, I like that one. I didn't know. I just found that one out. I didn't know there was a double fist. Yeah, I always just send the one fist at Nick, and now I get why I was so mad.
Yeah, I've actually been sending this one.
Hey, loose, baby.
Like, hey, I'll be here in 10 minutes. I'll be like, cool.
Yeah, again, when Nick's
wait till
like,
that gets
hey,
canceled.
Puka show.
You're not meeting your metrics. Please give me an action plan. And I go, yeah, he doesn't like that.
You're right on it, bro.
Yeah, I'm on it, man. Don't worry about it.
You'll piss off for a while.
Why don't you just calm down? It'll be better.
Come on, bro.
That's one thing I've learned is don't address it long enough. It goes away.
Yeah.
This de-escalates, my friends. Yeah.
Yeah. I like that. Gotta keep it calm and chill.
Yeah.
Well, man, that's cool. So back it up. So I want to walk through some things here, just for listeners and everything like that. So grew up in Oaks. Did you go straight to UND for undergrad as well as grad school?
Yeah. So went to UND, pretty much I was going to the PT program. So I went through they have a pre-PT program. So if you go to UND, you can get through the pre-PT curriculum and you can apply after 3 years.
Yeah, I remember that.
So I was able to apply and then get through pretty much school in 6 years versus 7.
Very cool. Very nice. I like that.
You're what they call a legacy, correct?
Well, yeah, everyone knew me.
Yeah. Because your mom went to UND. Right?
Yeah. So, so it was nice.
Same professors probably, because UND's never changed their professors.
Oh yeah, I watched an interview and Mark was like, he's like, your uncle's from Washburn. I'm like, oh yeah. He's like, oh, I'm really good friends with them. I'm like, cool, I'm in.
Yeah, it's fun. I mean, small world when you stay in therapy long enough. Yeah.
But yeah, it was good. Yeah, just get through that. Save myself 1 extra year of undergrad, and got to be in class with Casey because of it. Otherwise, I would have been a year below.
Did you know I was instantly cool day one?
Oh, obviously.
Yeah. Thank you. That's the correct answer.
Yeah. And then obviously Cody.
Yeah, he was a sweetheart.
Yeah,
he taught me a lot about just how to love life.
Yeah, I think it was just when he took his shirt off for the first lab and the nipple rings were just poking out at me. I'm like, this guy's cool.
This guy knows how to do it.
Yeah.
But it was the only thing you could see because the rest of him was very hairy.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was more to life than being a PT. That's what Champagne Jam taught me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does he listen? I hope he listens. I hope he's listening to this one.
You know, he like you're a dry needler as well, right? You still dry needle?
No, that's
Oh,
pretty
he
much it,
stopped. He stopped listening after.
Yeah, after
Oh,
PT court
Get on
said he
it,
was
yeah.
done. He's never gonna listen again.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, I do all the stuff you guys don't like to do, Casey.
Yeah, I know. It's just me. I don't like to do anything.
Yeah.
I just would prefer to.
He likes to
Tell
live in
people
that
they don't hurt
nebulous
them.
PT world where nothing
it's
works.
all fake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dry needling, blood flow restriction, ultrasound. My God, I love ultrasound.
Okay, now we're stopping. Stop being cool.
Yeah.
Isn't it? It's all the same. It's all the same.
Yeah. I think we actually just talked as our little micro group within Big Stone. I go do a group ultrasound smashing, event together.
Office space. Yeah.
Yep.
I'll
That'd
do
be
it.
a
I got
fun
an
video.
old unit. I'll for sure crack that one. I don't even know if it works or not, but
What am I
I'll
gonna
do
do
it.
without the $80 that brings me a month?
We'll move on before we. You're always like, before I get myself into trouble.
I think
That's fair.
I think
I've
Casey
only
wants to
yelled
dig
at you
into
like
this more.
twice. No, I'm always the one that's nervous. Nick's always the one that's like, nah, it's my time, baby.
Dog
Move on.
We can't say that on here.
Yeah.
Yeah, fun fact. Nobody's ever yelled at us, so I guess.
No, I don't. Yeah. No, we have some fun, Matt, on here, and So, do you have any plans? Like any growth plans now?
I was just gonna ask that. What's the vision?
Yeah, it's after having an employee, she was awesome, and I took a little bit of step back from treatment, so doing more of the admin work, and I enjoyed it. It was fun. Now that she's gone, I've actually increased, the amount of time I'm working with clients, and actually I like that a lot better than sitting at the home office. And so for now, I think I'm just going to keep rocking it solo for a little bit. I really enjoy it. It's less stressful. I find it just more fun for me. But no, there's definitely growth opportunity. I think I'll probably be hiring someone here next year. I'm hoping bring it in just because the growth is there, and I'm getting pretty busy. So yeah, I'm hoping to grow. I'm hoping the PPS will allow me to educate myself and how to scale up a little better. So
Is this your first one?
no, I went. It was in Colorado Springs, probably
3 years ago.
Yeah,
Four.
4. Yeah, we were at that one.
6. I'm gonna say 6. No. So I went to that one when I was managing the clinic in Littleton. So I liked it, but I didn't have any ownership in the clinic, so it was somewhat pertinent,
Different.
somewhat not. So
Yeah.
I think this one's going to be a lot more. I'll take a lot more out of it, and hopefully give me some ideas of how I can grow the business.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah. I definitely see some sessions on the curriculum this year that are really exciting.
Yeah, and for those listening, PPS is just our private practice section of the American Physical Therapy Association. I know we've mentioned PPS a few times, so it's the section. Typically, there's some argument about it last year for sure. Like, is it just private practice? Is it any manager? But typically, folks that are running, managing, owning clinics is kind of what the conference is for. When we keep saying PPS,
they'll take anybody's money.
Yeah,
they're
they'll
not
love it.
that exclusive. It's not the cheapest one to go to. That's for
No, definitely the most expensive. But there's not many other conferences I go to where they give you like
get
shrimp
so much out of
cocktail
it.
for lunch.
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah,
They
here's your
they
prime
blow it
rib
on
for
the Friday
lunch.
night meal.
Yeah.
They're like, hey man, can you give an extra $50 to the PT pack? And it's like,
Yeah.
maybe we pull an extra like $100K out of this meal, and then like we could do that for admin.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
That's
get
a
up to the
great-
mic.
Not
gonna get to that
everybody's
mic
a
this
silver
year.
hawk around here. Not everybody's a silver
So
hawk.
you guys are all going then, right? Is that what I'm
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we'll
Yeah,
be there.
okay.
We'll be there.
All right. We'll have to just do an all in person, podcast next week, all in the same
Let's
room.
go.
I like
Yeah.
the challenges. I'm bringing saltines. I'm bringing Packy chips.
Cinnamon,
Paki, you can't even
Gallon-
say it right. Dude,
gallon of milk.
A gallon of milk. Jeremy says that's
buy that.
easy.
Wait till you're out there to buy that one.
Yeah, I've already
Yes,
bought
in
it,
my
Jeremy. It's
winter.
actually in the suitcase right now.
I'll bring the Tide Pods, I guess.
Oh, the Tide Pods.
Yeah.
That's a dangerous challenge.
Yeah.
No, you keep that one. You and the kids, all those young bucks.
I'll bring
But,
the VR so Jeremy can do the scary VR games. We'll see how he tolerates those.
I'm gonna scream so
I'd
loud.
love to see that.
I think when we look at PPS next week already, it's crazy to think, and I'm going to miss deer hunting season, by the way. Deer opener, I'm a little bummed, but that does happen from time
What
to
a
time.
sacrifice.
Yes,
No,
it is. You have no idea. But I am earmarking some Larry Benz talks again. Always, I mean, he's a guy
He's
I'd
good.
recommend.
he is.
I actually feel as though, and this isn't like, God, I don't know how to put this, but this isn't an aloof thing or anything else, but I feel like his talks the last couple of years have been a little less encompassing as the previous ones, where the one that hit home, probably the most important one to this day that I ever went to, him and David Browder co-led a session called The Best Practices of the Best Practices.
Mhm.
And that was like kind of game changing for me. Really such a massive eye opener. And I came back, and Jeremy would remember this. I was so fired up. I called like a meeting on a Sunday night, set up a table, and I was like, we're changing some shit. Like, we can't sit, on our laurels anymore. And some of it worked, some of it was just like, I was fired up.
We didn't change all our shit.
We changed
Not
some.
all
We
the
changed
shit,
some.
just some of the shit.
We didn't change all of our shit. Some
And
shit.
it was fun. And it gave me, definitely back then, it gave me the shot in the arm that I needed at that moment.
That's good.
I was so hungry. And then I think the last time, just to I guess answer the elephant in the room, that was 2018 when I was in Colorado Springs, hanging out the Bumblebee area,
Oh yeah.
wherever that was. So great venue too. That place is pretty cool, pretty historic. The Broadmoor, yeah. But I'm looking forward to this one. Again, got a Brian Gallagher one I'm going to go to for sure. He's another. I don't know, Matt, if you follow him, he's a podcast that's probably just a notch below us, but pretty solid.
Similar viewership.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
Reach, similar reach.
I only have time for one podcast, and it's you guys. So yeah, even Joe Rogan
Thank
went
you.
down.
Dude,
once,
I do totally appreciate that. I do.
Did we
But,
get like 10,000 stickers that we could just stick all around?
Oh,
The Rockies?
Jeremy, why would you wait like 1 week before I leave to make that message? I could have done that. Don't
I
you
didn't
do
even
marketing
think of
and
it.
stuff?
why are you even putting that on Casey? You're the
Yeah.
one who's married to a woman who works in that line of business.
Yeah, that seems
Yeah,
weird that
maybe
you'd
I
ask
can
me
get
to
her
do
to
that.
overnight rush it. We just
Yeah.
stick it on everything.
Somebody's
Yeah.
gonna look, right?
Yeah.
And once you listen,
Oh man, Bruce
hooked.
Valanche is on this PT podcast.
No. I like those listening to know I'm not Bruce Valanche. There's
Now that's
zero
gonna drive YouTube
connection.
views right
Bruce-
there. Everyone's gonna jump on and be like, "Who? What? Let's see."
Whoa, whoa!
Why-
What's the connection?
There we
he's
go.
kind of a funny guy.
Bruce, there's superheroes fighting. Watch out.
South Park.
Yeah.
Well, also in Colorado, but very cool. Well, how do we?
So hurtful.
You know what else is sweet?
It doesn't make it any better every time
This
I
is
put a
a
picture
thing.
up.
You gotta
This
find
is
more
not a
of
thing.
him in a beard. Come on.
We are
Scroll.
wearing the same glasses. I will say that. All right, his are fiery red and mine are black. We are wearing the same glasses.
All right.
Anyways, yeah,
We're
let's
gonna
segue.
We're
We've
gonna
lost
need you to
it.
start shaving.
That's not sweet. Just like this top 5 of the most garbage candies of Halloween that we've had in our lifetimes. So without further ado, it's top 5 least favorite Halloween candies. So Matt, you prepared a list. I assume it's going to be awkward if you didn't, because you're just going to have to guess. If I
got
was
it right
you, I
here.
would go
I did my
Milky Way
research.
times 5.
He's did his research.
Yeah.
This guy knows what he's doing.
Taste
All right.
tested and everything.
Wow.
Wow.
We like to do a little guess sandwich. So I can go first, and then maybe you can, Jeremy or Nick, you want to go second, and then you,
I'm
Matt?
down.
Yeah,
All
I
right,
can go second.
let's let Jeremy finish it off. I feel like we never let you finish it off.
Yeah.
Because
Sure.
I don't ever have any good things to say. But today,
we
I feel
were going to, Jeremy, but then my friend Ryan came in with just
he's like, I want to go last. Yeah.
tons of confidence. Like, I'm gonna go last. I'm like,
That was a
okay,
lot of confidence.
Yeah.
My boy's spitting. All right.
Now, before we get into this, I wanted to ask this on social commentary, but Jeremy, I have to ask before we get into this, how many times in your life have you dressed up as Larry Bird for Halloween?
Ooh, none.
0? That
None.
is hard to believe.
I do have
My
a Larry Bird
goodness.
jersey.
I got one on that. I was Larry
Yeah.
Bird one year.
You were Larry Bird, huh?
Oh yeah. Well, grew up the stash,
Cool.
short shorts.
Jeremy,
I
because
was,
you are a blonde man, correct?
Yeah.
Blondie,
Well,
blondish.
Yeah.
Grow it
There was-
out. Grow it
yeah.
out.
Nah, it's not good for anybody. Not good for
And
anybody.
you've never done Larry Bird. I figured I would have put the over under at 5. And
What's your favorite Halloween costume? Mine was
all-time?
all-time Barack Obama in 08. That was good.
That was
Is
popular.
that
That was good.
appropriate? Can we even
Yeah,
say
that
that?
was- Yeah, I was a great Barack. Like suit, had the full-on mask. It was good.
Oh, okay, mask.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not
he didn't blackface
Yeah.
in case.
No,
Okay,
no, that was gonna be
okay.
respectful.
I'm sorry. I went
Come
too
on.
far.
It's more like a soft brown face. It's like
The
you're
beige
going
face.
Barack. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that was a super popular mask that year. I remember you'd go out to a bar and like see half a dozen Baracks run around.
Yeah.
Can I have your? And everybody's like, "Can I have your vote? Can I have your vote?" Ha, ha, ha. You know, it's good times.
My buddy was McCain, John McCain. It was good. It was good.
Oh,
Just blasting dudes.
that was the election that year. You're correct. Yes.
Yeah, I was surprised how many people didn't do like Baraka Obama, a combination of Barack Obama and Baraka from Mortal Kombat 2. Like I always thought that was like a money costume, but you never saw it. It was weird to me. Like you just
I
do
just wish
Barack
more people would have put
Obama
that
costume
together.
with claws, right? I mean, it was so simple, but nobody
You were
did
just
it.
you were a visionary ahead of
Damn
your
it.
time.
Yeah, here
How
I
about
am.
How
20
about you
years
spit out your disgusting candy first? Let's
All
just get to
right,
it.
all right, number
Get that.
5. A truly disgusting candy. And if I'm going to be honest, this candy was actually pretty decently high on my list, like of good candies as a kid, because I didn't know
Yeah.
anything about anything. But it is a Whoppers. Whoopers? Whoppers?
Whoppers.
Whoppers.
Oh, they're not that bad.
Oh, they are shit, Jeremy. I am sorry.
Jeez.
I just changed our podcast to explicit this week. So you can say that now.
Okay.
They're garbage. It's like, let's take a milk dud, replace like the caramel deliciousness inside with fiberglass, and sell it as a treat. There's nothing.
It's a
why would you
malted
eat
milk.
them?
It's a malted milk ball.
No,
not
it's so
fiberglass.
gross. It's
A
like,
little
hey,
crunchy.
you know how normally you put Captain Crunch in a cereal bowl and soften it with milk? We're going to take the softening of the milk out, and you're just going to cut the hell out of your mouth.
I don't
It's
know,
pretty
dude.
much
Those are
razor
still
blades.
pretty
It's like
popular.
razor
They sell them in
blades.
cartons like milk. You drink it.
Yeah, because people don't know any better.
I think
People-
they're still exclusive to like movie theaters. Like that's the only thing I've ever
Oh.
seen. Yeah.
My
What?
kid,
Oh, or
my-
garbage
Menards. You
candy.
can buy them at
There is-
Menards.
our
Oh.
youngest likes them. Oh yeah, he likes them.
God, you bite into them and it's like
Oh.
there should have been something there, and it's just shards of glass. I don't get it. It's
Yep.
it's
Well,
whoopers at number
Whoopers.
5.
That's your opinion, and opinions are like assholes. We know.
Yeah,
Everyone's got 'em.
everyone's got them.
Everybody's got them. You're entitled to it. All right.
I'm not even going to go any further. There was a fun
All right.
joke I had to tell.
I
I
can-
think I'd get in trouble to tell it. I don't
Well,
know if people, sir.
I can go, and then I'll let Matt go.
Yeah,
and then,
that's wonderful.
we'll let Jeremy go.
I want
Um,
Jeremy to finish
so-
one off. I'm excited.
because I think that you mentioned sugar babies as if they're like, or milk duds like they're a good thing. and like sugar babies. They're all in my short list of crappy ones. But
Oh,
my
come
number,
on. But not
mine-
Whoopers.
but my number 5 was a sugar daddy. You guys remember that? Where it's just the caramel on the stick, and that thing was like the tooth yank, and just rough and nasty, and like something that I did actually, enjoy as a kid because it seemed to last forever. But now I go back, I'd never ever eat it. Just a bunch of rock hard caramel, no tenderness to it.
Yeah, like it's easy
so-
to make a soft caramel. Like, why does it
Yeah,
have
why
to
would
be...
you make it like rock hard and turn it into a shitty sucker? So
Yeah, like
that's my-
if you're gonna do that, just make it toffee and make it delicious. Like,
and I don't even know if it's made anymore. I don't know if they still, manufacture, but that'd be my
I
number.
bet they do.
That's my number 5, the sugar daddy.
All right. Yeah, my number 5 is which I was debating as number 1, but it's number 5.
Whoa.
Wow,
Yeah.
you're like a Jeremy with these
Yeah,
lists. huh?
I know. I like it. I
There's
like
some
it.
thought into each one, right? So Almond Joy.
Ooh,
It's trash. That's trash.
It's trash. It's disgusting.
That's on my short list. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's bad.
Now here I'm gonna argue with you just a hair. Like
Coconut's horrible.
Mounds is so much shittier than Almond Joy. Like at least
There's the sugar daddy.
Almond. Look at that.
Yuck.
Oh, sugar daddies. I had to
There's
look it
no-
up, Nick. It's
Look at that. Look at that crappy candy. That's so much worse than an almond joy. Almond joy is delicious,
1930s
soft
caramel.
coca.
Well, I haven't had a sugar daddy in years, but I remember having. I actually enjoyed those as a kid. I mean, now they're probably terrible. But...
You would.
Yeah, an Almond Joy. I mean, I will agree. Like that, especially as a kid, what a terrible candy. Like, why would you ever hand out either
like-
Almond Joys or Mounds? But
Whoever's
everybody
giving
does.
them, it's
Yeah,
the
like-
person like that's the trick. Like trick or treat. Like here's the trick. You're getting almond joys.
No way. This,
Hey,
I
this
don't
is a
understand
shit
how
kid.
so many
Yeah.
people don't like it. I saw it show up numerous times on lists, but I like it. I enjoy it. Almond joy.
Yeah, I have
Really,
to
the last
imagine,
minute,
like-
that's all that's left, and that's what they bought, and they're like, ah, crap, this is all we're giving them.
Right, like
Coconut, super healthy.
you're at the door,
Yuck.
the bell rings.
They're gross.
You open the door.
Ugh.
There's a young Jeremy Van Klompenberg.
I'm not selling
he's-
either of those.
He's
No
in
way.
6th grade. He's 6'3". And you're
Hmm.
like, why the F is this kid dressed like a ghost instead of Larry Bird? Enjoy your Almond Joy. Like you pull that out
You
of the
give
shit
me the
candy that you
Almond
have
Joy?
behind
Yeah.
you. Like, kid, you gotta be better. You gotta be better.
You
That's what
guys,
you get.
I like that thought as like
don't know if
a
that's a real
punishment
story.
candy.
That's
a
a true
punishment
story,
candy.
Nick.
It's a punishment candy
Oh.
for sure.
Look,
I
it's so
think
nice.
I've,
They made
I've
a
never
coffee
done
creamer out
punishment
of it.
candy, but I like that too.
I haven't either, but I'm
Awesome.
thinking I'm going to now. Like, this is great. Yeah.
It's all Almond Joys so
if I,
far.
if I
and
can't tell what your
Whoopers.
costume is, you get an almond joy.
Yeah. Ugh.
But do you let them know? Like you pull the normal candy bowl away and go, you get out of this. And
This
it's
is
just
a
bucket of
punishment
shit.
candy.
I think
There
that's how
may
it's gonna be
there
done.
may be
Yeah.
a razor blade in this. There may be.
You
Only the
guys are
Doling
just
household.
you're beating the dead horse of the almond joy. That's too
They're
bad.
gross. They're
Poor-
gross. I
All
want to
right.
change my number 5 to an almond joy. Like that's how much I hate
Too
them.
late. Come on, have some
Uh,
integrity on your list.
But
Jeremy,
number 5,
Jeremy, you're up.
man, we talked about this, the bit of honey.
Yeah, they suck.
It's like the thing that I like came up with. It's like someone mama birded like some shelled peanuts and put them in honey, and then they said, "Here's a tasty treat."
yeah, those. Look at that. It's just looks
Ugh.
Is
crappy.
it weird? I actually like Bitto honey. Is it weird? I never knew there was actually nuts in there. Like I
I
had
think
to
they're
research
almonds.
it after
I
you
think they're
guys
almonds.
crap talked it, and they were like, "Oh yeah, it's like crushed up almonds in honey."
What is the box? What does it say on that box? It says real honey and
Almond bits?
almond bits blended into
Taffy's gross.
taffy.
Ugh.
Taffy is just gross, man.
See, I've only
again,
ever
like,
had like the individuals. I've never had a box of Bitto honeys. I've never had that desire, but
I don't think anyone's enjoyed taffy since like the 1919 World Fair in Chicago. Like
When
that
they
taffy was
ate it because
hot.
they had to. You
Taffy
know?
was
It's kind
hot
of a
back
joke on
then,
it,
but-
I'm not eating it.
No,
Yeah.
Willow.
Yeah.
yeah, if I'm gonna be
Well-
honest, like when I go out to Medora, I feel like I have to get like saltwater taffy every time, and I'm like,
You know, it's
What
not
a mistake.
you're right. If it's like homemade or whatever, like it maybe
I'll
that's
go
still
with that.
sucks.
Old
maybe
fashioned.
it's,
Yeah.
maybe it's a bias of being on vacation too, where you're like gotta go to the shop and you're whipping up.
Unless you're
Okay,
watching a dude spinning it, Jeremy, you're out.
Yep.
I gotta
Give me
drop
some of that taffy.
$47 on this bag of taffy.
But I gotta be honest though, banana Laffy Taffy still holds a spot in my heart. That's a good taffy.
Oh, that's like a bottom 5 for sure on like everybody's list.
Whoa, get out of here.
Next,
I
you'll be
can
telling
mute you.
you'll be
I
telling
have
us
that
you
ability.
embed it with like banana runts. You wedge it in
That's
there.
also the best run.
Oh,
Nick.
okay, let's move on.
Dr. Bowling, I am frustrated. All right, number 4, something that has never changed in 100 years and is still garbage is the Tootsie Roll.
Short
Just
list as well.
Just terrible. Man, I
Terrible
don't
candy.
get it. Like, and especially come Halloween candy time, because I feel like people just save the Tootsie Rolls every year.
Hard,
Like, oh,
gross.
here's Tootsie
Yeah.
Rolls from 10 years ago, and you bite into them and they're impossible to bite. Maybe a Tootsie Roll right off the factory belt is okay, but I've never had a good Tootsie Roll, and it is like so popular at Halloween. I don't get it. It sucks. Now a fruity, opposite end of
different.
the spectrum, maybe a
Yeah.
top 5er for me, especially the blue.
Unless it's
But
been tossed out at a parade and sitting in the sun for hours.
no, that makes it better, Nick.
Not
for the better. But yeah, Tootsie Roll, I love as I was, we always do this, we kind of look at lists to just make sure we didn't miss anything. Somebody once commented a Tootsie Roll was like if aliens landed on Earth and you described chocolate to them and then they tried to recreate it in their lab. That is what a Tootsie Roll tastes like.
I read that,
That's fair.
and it's hard to disagree with that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like you want to be chocolate, but you've just failed at every point of chocolate. And
Very
that's a Tootsie Roll.
logical.
Yeah.
Very good. I agree. Very crappy candy.
Candy.
My number 4 is a kind of a cousin, if you will, to the much maligned candy corn. I don't have the disdain for candy corn that so many other people have, especially if you mix it with peanuts. Classic.
You should.
Salted peanuts. That's very good. Now, on to my actual number 4. Its cousin, the disgusting candy pumpkin.
Mallow pumpkin.
It's like you took everything bad about the candy corn and you decided to mutate it and like triple or quadruple the size.
Let's
and
be
it's
honest,
just-
they're the same candy.
No, they're not.
They're different.
You need to eat like their ratio of dry roasted peanut to pumpkin is like 10 to 1. Look at that. It's so gross.
Mellow cream.
It is pretty shitty. I'm only agree.
Yeah, that's a
Now that I
great.
see that, that's like number 1 for sure.
But don't they put it in a different? Isn't it just put in a different mold? I mean, that's the same stuff.
But
as
it's
candy corn,
too
isn't it?
much, Jeremy. It's
Yeah.
not just it's you're oversimplifying it. You're devaluing it. You're not validating my beliefs.
I think
emotions.
the candy corn is to give thanks. The pumpkin is to celebrate Halloween.
It's disgusting. So that was my number 4. The pumpkin, way too much.
Could you imagine
doing
just
too
eating
many
a handful of this garbage, just pumpkin and corn mixed together?
Yeah.
That's the next challenge.
Finish a whole bag of pumpkins.
A pound each.
Oh,
All right, Matt, what's your number 4?
You ain't.
Yeah,
figuring
mine
that
is.
out.
I wouldn't consider this a treat, or it's the boxed raisins. You guys ever,
Oh.
You ever
Like
get
Ooh.
like a
Like
chocolate.
California
Like
raisins?
tiny little,
Like the California raisins?
yeah, no, just put in like the boxed, and
Oh, come on, those are good. That,
those ones, the sundae.
yeah.
Oh
California.
yeah, sun-made. That
Yeah.
is, I will agree. That is. I didn't
Getting
even think
those
about that.
for
Doesn't
Halloween
that
is, like,
suck
the
when you
worst.
get that?
Yeah, you're just like, what?
Nice. Look, there's
Jeremy,
the California raisin. The California raisins on that second box.
Are
The
you-
California raisin.
That
Yeah,
was
this
really
little guy. Jeremy,
Yeah.
you're telling me people gave that to you and you were like, "Oh, thank you for helping my health." That was
No,
your
but-
response at Halloween.
I
Oh,
can.
this is sun made still. Oh,
Look
the
at
little
that.
the little guy. He was cool. They were
They were sweet.
jamming, man.
They were.
Yeah.
Oh,
No, that sucked. You're right. I can't put that. No, I mean absolutely bad. You're right. They suck to get at Halloween, but it just it's such a sideways candy or treat because you don't think of it. It sucks so bad. It's not typically given out.
Well, I didn't even think about it until like I did like, a list of like what are the worst. I'm like, okay, I have to, look at this. And then that picture popped up and it just brought back memories of just utter disappointment.
That's a great pull, Matt, because I gotta say every Halloween I bet I had one of these in my bag.
Yep.
Right to the garbage.
And did you guys have the Scruff, the McGruff crime dog bags? Did you guys ever have him come visit your school? And
Yeah.
yeah.
Because you're watching out for razor blades.
No, I think at my school they were like, nah, you guys
Maddock didn't fork over the cash for McGruff the crime dog.
Scruff, McGruff, Chicago, Illinois, 60652. I still remember that jingle.
Yeah, that's when
good.
We knew right from wrong back in those days.
It was a simpler time.
Yep. And yeah, those bags glowed in the dark, and they you could haul a ton of candy in them.
See, I was always
strong.
I was a McDonald's pumpkin bot guy, like the Happy Meal pumpkin thing. That was money.
Sorry, man. Is that like a somber story on Nitro and Wanda?
No, they took me to. Here's the thing. I actually, as a kid, I hated McDonald's. The like smell of French fries as a kid was the worst for me. But there was something about the Happy Meal.
So
I wanted the toy, but I didn't want the meal. So we would
what
often.
What kid were you?
I don't know. A weird one.
You were coming home to read your Japanese anime comic.
I was a real mini Bruce Valanche at that point.
yes.
I was like, mother, father, here is the situation. I would like the toys, but I would not like the meals with them.
Nick, that was a Michigan family vacation thing, right? Like, when are we gonna go to McDonald's?
Baylor. Yeah.
When are we going to McDonald's?
McDonald's. Every time we drove by that McDonald's, it's like,
Can we go
sorry,
there yet?
son. Sorry, we're not vacationing here to eat.
Can we go there yet?
We're going to the Hungry Heifer.
Awesome. My number 4 would be the original flavored double bubble.
Very boring.
Pink concrete mixed with thousands of pounds of sugar and disguised as gum. Like I said, they're did you guys ever get like the other flavors? They came out with some
idea there was other flavors.
I don't remember.
Oh yeah.
Everything I ever had looks identical to what Casey's showing right now.
You see this sucker right here?
Grape, green apple, and I think watermelon. They were all okay. But
my grandpa had one of these bad boys. I ate a lot of double bubble.
We used to, you shove them in your mouth and you like let spit come out of your mouth. That was like, just sugar. It was so bad. I'm surprised I didn't lose more teeth. But to me,
so many of these,
that was terrible. That was
just
terrible.
like a Tootsie Roll. It's like just crappy parade food. Free candy, toss out, cheap.
Yeah, looking at this right now, 300 pieces for $10. What a steal!
Still, for this day and age, that's probably pretty good in this economy.
Yeah,
agreed. Who needs to eat food?
That's post-inflation too.
Yeah, very good.
Walmart.com if you'd like to sponsor us.
I had this on my short list too, my man. I actually had a couple other versions of just plain gum as well. I think like anything that's bubblegum flavored is freaking gross, man.
As long as it wasn't Bazooka Joe, I'm cool with it.
Oh, well, Bazooka Joe with the cartoon. So good.
Bazooka Joe sucked.
Oh,
just rock hard.
The gum sucked. It was
the
just
gum
the same
sucked,
as
but the
Double
cartoon
Bubble.
was solid.
Yeah,
I feel the same way about Big League Chew. Like, it kind of sucks, but I love eating it.
Yeah,
I'll buy a bag of Big League Chew every
Big
once
League
in a while.
had the other flavors though too, kind of like
And that was
other
soft.
flavors it can be.
That was soft. The same as like
That was a
the
soft
gum,
treat.
the tape gum.
Oh,
Bubble tape, baby.
Bubble tape.
6 feet of bubble gum for me, not you.
Yeah.
And it had the little stupid plastic cutter, so you could cut a foot off for yourself.
Yep. Next thing you're gonna juicy fruit and fruit stripe gum. Fruit stripe was terrible.
Oh, fruit stripe.
Cool tattoos though.
I felt like every time
flavor.
every time I had fruit stripe gum, it instantly gave me a
10
migraine. I was 5 and I knew that was too many chemicals in a piece of gum. My number 3, similar to Dr. Doling's number 4 was candy corn. It's just an absolute garbage candy. I don't know why people are still into it. And it is still popular. It sucks. It's gross. It tastes like eating wax. It's horrible. There's nothing redeeming about it other than it looks pretty. I'd maybe throw it out to some chickens. I don't know. It's gross. I hate it. It's candy corn. I don't have anything else to say. Ugh.
Sold.
And the only reason it's on my list instead of the pumpkins is just because it's so much more common. People are like, oh, you're gonna love candy corn. It's Halloween. Have some candy corn. It's gross. Quit giving it to me. I will give it back. Anyways, that's my number 3, candy corn.
All right. I had almost a perfect segue here with what Matt was spitting earlier, because my number 3 is Raisinets. I think that's truly atrocious. You took a fairly healthy raisin. I'll eat a raisin. I'll eat it in Raisin Bran, but covered in chocolate. Whoever thought of that disgusting shit should be shot.
Eat it in Raisin Bran. I love that. That's the best raisin, by the way.
But milk chocolate covered Raisinets. It's just awful candy. I'm actually pissed at myself that it's only number 3.
I couldn't even rate that because I don't think I've ever even tried to have one. I'm just like, like I got these box raisins before. I know what you're trying to do to me. You're trying to make
You know what really sucks too? If you buy a trail mix that has these in there, and it's like a sneaky shit because they'll have like a chocolate covered almond or something like that. And somewhere in the fine print, they have chocolate covered raisins in there. Every now and again, I can't remember what brand of trail mix it is.
We were poor, so somewhere around like the 3rd week of November, like when the rest of the candy was running out, like I was gonna try it. Like I was gonna eat it.
I did too. I like
you get tricked into it. You're like,
I don't give a shit.
If I'm gonna be honest, Raisinets to this day still a number 1 candy in the Hanson household.
Really?
We buy like the Costco Raisinets and just have
No.
It's a delicious. And you know what's funny?
Get chocolate covered almonds or something.
Oh yeah. Like chocolate covered cashews, my numero uno. My wife loves these, so that's kind of why.
So does Michelle. What's she's like? No, how do you hate Raisinets? I mean, they're awful. That's how.
Well, here's the weird thing. So my wife loves Raisinets. God bless her soul. Another number 2 listener besides Michelle. She loves Raisinets like you wouldn't believe. It's probably one of her favorite candies, but she absolutely hates oatmeal raisin cookies because she's like, well, it's just garbage. Like you bite into a cookie and you're like, it's gonna be a chocolate chip and it's a raisin, and she feels so lied to.
It's so
like, that's
eerie.
kind of like a Raisinette though. Like you bite into it and you're like, oh, it's a chocolate covered peanut. And you're denied.
It's
a raisin.
It's very interesting psychology with my wife on this.
Yeah.
But
what's very eerie, I'm pretty sure my Michelle hates oatmeal raisin cookies too.
They seem like
we
they
gotta
get
dig into
along
this. There's
when
something
they've
weird
hung
here.
out. I know. Too similar.
It's chemistry. It's got to be with chocolate, not with cookies.
Must be. Oh, it's awful. But I'm with Jeremy too. But like when I was a kid, by the 3rd week, you're heading into Thanksgiving and you're so addicted to sugar anyways. You're like, I'll eat it. Yeah, I don't care. As you're chomping on your candy necklace.
Give me that bit of honey. I don't care.
Okay, well, Matt.
My number 3, already been mentioned, the old Tootsie Roll. I think Casey pretty much touched upon everything. They are delicious though if they are fresh. Like I can eat myself a good fresh Tootsie Roll and enjoy it. But yeah, the Halloween ones are just they're from last year, from the year before. And then it's just they're bad for Halloween, but if you get them at the store fresh, which I don't know how you get Tootsie Rolls, you just pick them up.
That's where you get your fresh Tootsie Roll.
What do you
think? It's Trader Joe's.
Yeah. You guys
Trader Joe's. You got FBS? You got FBS over there, son?
Yeah.
You guys in Colorado do have a lot of farmers markets.
Yeah. Just want to
mean,
look
we
at
get the
the
finest
Southwest Plaza
organic
Mall this
Tootsies.
weekend, I'll get
You
my
know what's
first
even
Tootsie
shittier
Rolls.
about the Tootsie Roll that I didn't even mention? Like everybody has the cool person like in your town or your neighborhood that gives out like the full candy bar.
Yeah.
That's a
Yeah.
win, right?
That's
Rich
awesome.
people.
There's like that asshole that's like, I'm gonna be like those guys and give you like the thick ass Tootsie Roll
That one's the worst.
that's like a foot long and like the size of your thumb. Like, you know what's
Yeah, that's
what's
wrong.
great? A little bit Tootsie Roll. Here's a absolute rope of Tootsie Roll.
Well, and try
It's
to
so
eat
much shittier. Like you spent all that money. Like, just give me a full size
No.
Snicker, asshole.
that is
like,
TMJ
let's
problem
move
right
on.
there.
Yeah,
What's
it is
the
TMJ.
difference?
You
What's the
can't- that thing
difference
takes
between
forever
a
to eat.
Tutti Frutti and a Tootsie Roll? Like Tutti Fruttis were soft and delicious, I think.
It's got to be the flavor. Like Casey
You
said,
think?
he read that Google list where it's like, aliens were trying to create a chocolate flavor, but like,
But they
yeah,
were trying to do that
Fruities-
for green apple. I
I
mean,
tell you, you can fruit must go better, right? The blue ones,
Fruities,
But
those
there
blue
must
ones
be-
were so good.
There must
That'd
be
be on my
something in the
favorite list.
formula though. Like fruities are always soft,
they're good.
Yes.
Yeah.
right? Like
Now
I've
they're
never
cheap.
had a
So if you
shitty hard
bring-
fruity.
Has
Like, I
has no
haven't
one
heard
ever
Tootsie
been
Roll.
like, how do we not bring this same level of tenderness to our Tootsie Rolls?
They just don't. They're lazy. They're lazy
is.
people. They don't care.
Well,
They have no
I
vision.
got it. It has to be like the same factory in the same process. Like, can we just be done with the Tootsie Roll
Now,
and just have
we-
fruities?
okay,
like,
so
let's just put
we've
these on the
hammered-
shelf.
We have
It's not 1930.
we've blasted the Tootsie Roll. I don't think there's much more that can be said. I have one side comment though, or question for you guys.
Go.
So then how do you guys feel about the center of a Tootsie Pop?
Terrible.
Horrible. Like Tootsie Pop is on my short list. Like, it's so dumb. Like,
So you're
Tootsie Pop
consistent. So you guys
outside
are
is
consistent
great.
with it.
The
Oh.
outside's great. The inside, no.
I
give
will
me
say-
give me
Matt,
45 Dum
weigh in.
Dums instead of one Tootsie Pop.
How about this?
No, it's disgusting. I mean, and my girls know, they know the truth too. They have the Tootsie Pop, and then as soon as you get the middle, that thing is in the garbage.
Yeah. Like, and you could have had a blow pop for like the same price
Yeah.
and enjoyed a delicious
But-
little gum.
but
man.
somebody said this. Jeremy, you were saying like the sucker part of it though?
Yeah.
That
So
was
good.
number one for me. It's like number
Yeah.
one sucker ever.
The blueberry one? Oh,
I was
Did
just cherry, even the chocolate. Chocolate was weird good.
Did you
So-
guys, we talked about urban legends earlier. Did you guys believe that if you open that Tootsie Pop off and there was a Native American shooting
The
a
American
star,
shooting the star.
Get a free
yeah,
one.
you got a free one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard
Why
that.
else would they put it on this? Why would they put it on the sticker?
Garbage.
How
I've never
How
heard
did
anybody getting
How
a
did
free
everyone
one of
know
those.
that without the internet? I don't understand how that even happened.
Agreed.
Word of mouth.
Yeah.
Greatest advertising tool ever.
But it's fun, word of mouth. But at the same time, I've never known anybody to get a free one. Where did you send
Yeah.
it to? What did
Why?
you
Oh,
do?
no.
Did you go to the grogrocery store and you're like, hey, I got one of these?
I think
Like,
we were supposed
never
to like
known a
bring it
single
into the
person.
grocery store. Yeah.
Never known
How-
a single person that's done that.
How did
Where
they
we-
never make a Tootsie Pop with a fruity in the middle?
Well,
God.
Man, that's a missed opportunity,
is it
son.
okay? So this was Matt's number 3, right?
I've lost track.
Yeah,
That
number
Tootsie
3.
Roll. So
yeah.
Jeremy, it's
Yeah,
on you, my man.
My number 3 is anything that's wax paper taffy.
Hmm.
I think taffy sucks all around.
Even on a vacation.
Yeah. Not a lot of flavors hold up for me, even for Laffy Taffy. I mean, Laffy Taffy, if I'm in a bind, maybe a grape, maybe a blue raspberry, banana, strawberry. Like, that's just fake. In terms of like flavor, it just
Ooh,
tastes
sign up,
so
Casey.
fake. So fake.
It's beyond our budget.
That's so gross. Isn't that
Yes.
gross?
That
Saltwater
does look
taffy?
gross. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
That picture I
yeah.
pulled up makes me ill to my
And
stomach.
It
most
doesn't
of the
look
time-
appealing.
And most of the time, that stuff is like just as dry and just crappy as a Tootsie Roll. I think.
Yeah, it's like let's skip some steps and just have rock candy at that point because you know that's at least gonna taste okay.
That's my number 3.
Good
Great
stuff.
choice. Great choice. My numero 2, boy, and it's a close to numero 1 is Good and Plenty's. Oh my goodness. I hate black licorice with a passion. I think it's an absolutely disgusting flavor. And what makes Good and Plenty even worse is it's like, hey, just kidding. Look at this delicious like
Put a shot. Well, look at that one picture.
situation.
Look at the one down there where it's like opened up. That's it right there. She's giving away the goods.
Oh God. And you're like, okay, yeah. Like as a kid, you're none the wiser. You're like, pink candy is delicious. That was that bubblegum. Slam it in your mouth, and it's anise, which they call anise because it tastes like anus, right? It's similar taste to a butthole, candy, right? Yeah. So that's where we're at. A Good and Plenty. It's gross and it's deceptive. Double combo. And anybody who gives this to children should go to jail. That's
right. Ooh. All right. That is gross. It's a gross candy. I'll agree with you there.
Mm-hmm. Nothing redeeming. Zero redeeming factor.
Sure. Anybody else want to weigh in on the Good and Plenty?
I've got a little bit of a dovetail off of this for my number 2. So
okay. All right. Same. My number 2 are, it could be either wax pop bottles or straws that fill with that syrup shit. So those are disgusting. They were super popular when I was growing up, and you'd get them in like mini forms for the Halloween giveaways, little treatsies. But also, I think even more predominantly, I remember buying like a bag, the clear bag, like Sathers. I think they made them, and where you could buy like mix and match your candies too for $1. But yeah, those things were so nasty. And then they have the straw kind of version of them right there, more in the middle. Either way, just gross. I don't even know what I was putting in my body. Just whatever that syrup was, I don't even know how it was, just sugar and water, but yeah.
Oh, it wasn't. It wasn't.
Something gooey.
These are a short list top 5 for me. I
top
these
5?
Things. Yeah, I hammered these up. And like, I know people were like, oh, you bite the top off, squeeze out the juice. I just threw the whole bottle in my mouth.
Just chewed it up.
Chewed it up. It was so good. Spit out the wax at the end. What a treat.
That sounds awful.
That's a taste explosion.
Horrendous.
I've never had those before.
Whoa, another PPS challenge. I like that.
Never, I've seen
some of those.
I've seen them. I just think, they probably just look gross to me. And I'm just like, no, I'm not doing that.
Oh, there's
and you threw the whole thing in your mouth. The whole wax.
The whole thing.
The whole ball of wax, as they say.
Get the molars crushing. It's like what the kids call it, a gusher? A gusher? It's like a gusher.
No, it's not.
Except gushers were really good.
And edible.
100%.
Like, I'm pretty sure that wax is inedible.
Oh, I would swallow that whole thing.
Of course you would.
Yeah. It's like a fruit peel. Same thing.
I can't wait till you're out of the clinic for 3 weeks with diverticulitis.
What happened?
All right.
That wax is gonna melt and slide right.
I was eating pineapples in wax bottles.
It is hard to explain that to your primary when you go in.
Yeah. All right. So that's my number 2.
All right. So my number 2, it's not necessarily a candy. I wouldn't even call it a treat.
I like that you've taken over Jeremy's role on these top 5s.
It is the toothbrush.
Make it you.
Toothbrush and floss combo. So I don't know if you guys have ever gotten that. Just toothbrush and floss. And the reason I have this on my list is I'm all about oral hygiene. Can't go wrong. Brushing your teeth and flossing. But as a kid, the coolest house to go trick or treating just happened to be the dentist in town, right in Oaks, North Dakota. And their house had like the big house, big columns, big white columns in the front, and they decorated it. It was spooky. Like as a kid, it was spooky. They had creepy music playing. His wife always dressed up as a witch. So you're always super excited to go to their house, but you just knew that every year you're gonna get a toothbrush and floss. Like just
what a buzzkill.
Just
Yeah, I love the dentist that goes the other end. That's like, here's corn syrup.
Well,
just a
wouldn't you
bottle.
think it'd drive up their business, right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Give out the candy. Give us those cavities.
Like I already
Yeah.
gave you $150 to give me a toothbrush and floss. Like,
Yeah.
So your guy was taking the moral high road, though.
I was gonna say ethics. Just I like that.
I
Well,
like
yeah,
it because
that's-
I like it because I like the creativity. I know Nick and Casey are just gonna poo-poo it. They're like, that's not even a candy treat.
Just
Yeah,
it's fine.
41
I'm not
It ended up in my
episodes.
menu.
He's a-
It's gotta be a Halloween treat, I guess.
I like it.
Jeremy,
I like it, Matt.
Matthew is our guest. He's our guest. I expect more from you, Jeremy, when you show up and you're putting
I expect less
You
from you,
shouldn't.
Jeremy.
Yeah, thank you. You shouldn't.
you're putting bottom fives with top fives week after week, and you're like, it makes sense to me.
That was the
gonna-
greatest list move of all time. I even commented when I made that post.
God, like I've only seen 5 movies. Cut me some slack.
It's no, your math. I told you, it's the math. It's impossible.
No, it's
That
very
bad that
logical.
I knew where you were coming
It
from.
is very logical. My
We
number
just-
2.
You're too easily persuaded.
They met
My
me.
number 2. Black licorice. Period. That's the
Agreed.
worst. Not just the flavor. Black licorice is the worst. In in researching this, I found out that if you're 40 years or older, that you should limit 2 ounces a day because you could have a regular heartbeat. You know that?
Really?
There's
Yeah.
not a single person out there that would have to tell me that. To make that a
Contains
reality.
enough of the sweetening compound glycyrrhizin
Huh?
derived from the licorice root, known to significantly lower the body's potassium levels. So this isn't just a fun show, it's educational as well. Stay away from black licorice. It doesn't just taste horrible, but there's health
Wow.
risks to it too.
It could kill you.
You could die.
could
And
die
I assume that
from eating black licorice.
that follows like for good and plenty too.
But the red vine says sugar free.
No, that's even worse then.
Yeah, you're pooping.
That's even worse.
nonstop, boy.
That's even worse.
If there's one thing I know
man.
about sugar-free candy is that is not going to stay in your body very long.
Wow.
That's
Okay.
Science.
All right.
All right, my number 1,
All right.
the absolute most disgusting candy that is given out.
The peanut butter
Yeah.
kiss.
Peanut butter kiss. God,
What?
why do people continue
Oh, come on.
to give out? This is a terrible.
No
picture of
kidding.
them.
Mark. Kisses.
That's a
There you
good-
go.
Yeah, look at this.
Oh, that
horrible
yeah.
thing.
Ugh.
Oh, like it's orange and black. It's like what a perfect Halloween candy. We've dressed it
more
up in orange and
taffy.
black.
It's
In
just
the
taffy.
taffy
man.
It's
family.
not even taffy. That's the
That's
worst part about
crappy
this thing.
taffy.
Is they're like, oh, it's peanut butter taffy. That thing is as hard as a rock every time I've ever had it.
Artificial
you can
flavor. Peanut
suck on
allergy
it.
safe.
It's
Yeah, peanut allergy
gluten-free.
safe. You can suck on that sucker for a year and it's still a rock. And people continue to give it out nonstop
challenge.
year after year.
How long can you
It's
suck on it?
all PPS long? I would say I would throw that thing in Wednesday. By Saturday, when I'm ready to leave, it has not changed.
All PPS long.
It is horrible. Oh my goodness. I can't imagine one redeeming factor. I love peanut butter. Like Reese's cups, that's a top 5er for me.
Yeah,
Like,
that's good.
any peanut butter candy is like a top 20 for me. If it has peanut butter
'Cause
in
there's
it, I'm putting
because
it in my
it's
top
healthy.
20. It's
It's healthy.
delicious.
Yeah.
This thing is not peanut butter. It's worse than Good and Plenty's, where Good and Plenty's, you kind of know, like, all right, that white thing kind of looks like medicine, and that pink looks like Pepto. Like, it might be gross. This thing, you're like, oh, it's just like a ball of peanut butter. Delicious. No, it
Yeah.
doesn't taste anything like peanut butter. You're going to break your
I
teeth
can't believe
on
you're
it.
being tricked into thinking that a ball of peanut butter wrapped in some orange wax paper would taste good.
Yeah.
And now
You
you're
know what?
pissed at the candy.
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
If somebody would take peanut butter, slap it on a piece of orange wax paper, roll it up, give it to me. I think, well, it's delicious. I like peanut butter. I don't know if I've ever made a peanut butter sandwich and not taken one extra scoop and licked it off the knife.
Well,
Yeah.
that's it. We're kind of comparing apples
Standard
to oranges
operating
right now.
procedure.
Yeah,
Right.
You almost have to do that. Yeah.
But I can tell you, I've never made a peanut butter sandwich and then opened the drawer. And pulled one of
My
these
point is
gross-ass
that if you're
things out.
fooled into thinking this was going to be good from the get go, I'm sorry, Bruce.
That's on you, bro.
That's
It
on you.
looks like peanut butter. It's trying to be peanut. It's frustrating.
I
I'm
don't
mad.
know.
I'm a
It doesn't
child.
look like
I'm
This is like the
five.
nicest picture. You found like the best picture
I
of
was gonna say that looks
Plastic.
appetizing. Yeah.
Yeah,
like the
right.
other
You all
ones,
want to
like-
try it, and you're all going to be disappointed.
No,
It's
no,
garbage.
no.
It
Looks
sucks.
appetizing.
Go
There's-
to a real there it is. Right there. That's the
Yeah,
real
that looks
deal.
disgusting.
All
Yeah.
right, that is pretty terrible. I would never think that's peanut butter. Fair enough. Fair enough. But seriously,
It looks like peanut butter.
no, that's it's a terrible
Jeremy's like,
candy.
this is classic Jeremy. Now he's changing his opinion.
Oh my
Oh.
god, that's so gross.
Maybe
All
I'll
right,
double that.
that's my
on
number one.
top 5.
I'll
Okay,
never
that's your
change on
number
that.
one.
That is
That
so
is-
gross.
They
Made with
were
real
my-
peanut butter, according to these packages. I don't believe
Definitely on my short list.
Lying. They're lying.
I like it. Okay, on to my number one. I've only had these one time as a kid that I can ever recall. Truly a horrid candy. Never went back to them again. A very commonly hated candy. Don't know why they still exist, and I still see them at Menards when I go to check out. But they are circus peanuts.
it.
They're
I-
bad. They're bad.
They're really bad. I'm actually disappointed in all of you that I have not heard circus peanuts brought up yet. I mean,
That's short list.
look
Yep.
at it.
Look, they got
No.
rainbow circus nuts.
It's like
No.
nothing appetizing about this whatsoever.
No, the only reason this isn't on my list, because in college,
My grandpa
I-
used to have them.
I remember
Yeah.
loving these as a kid. So in college, I
What?
went and bought some from a Fleet Farm. I bought a pound of them and I ate one and I was like, that is literally the same taste as packing peanuts. Like it's no different in the flavor. The only reason it's not on my list is I don't know if I ever got these for Halloween very often. Like I don't
That's-
ever
okay.
'Cause they weren't
remember getting
individually
these for
wrapped.
Halloween.
They're not individually wrapped.
Yeah.
Now, Nick, in Carrington, old ladies were just feeding these to you as you came to the door.
Pretty much.
Like,
Yeah.
oh, Nick
I-
Dolly, here's this.
Well,
nice
and,
peanut.
yeah,
Look
I
it
think-
up.
You look
You know, when you-
skinny.
When you're thinking of that era, though, like I was just asked about this by my kids last night too, and we used to get the homemade popcorn balls. I mean,
That was a
would
win.
get
We
the-
did too. In
We get
Saran wrap.
that, the apples, stuff like that.
Yeah.
It was a little pre-razor blade era, I think. And
Yeah, when a lady made a popcorn ball with M&Ms in it, what a sweetheart.
and we would, I mean, I
Yeah.
do vividly recall having, a few, if we would go to the like the long-term care center in Carrington, we would go and walk those halls,
Hmm.
And I can remember having like they'd have that big bag, right? Something like that, and they'd shake some into your bucket or shake some into your McGruff bag. And when you got home,
It was
you're
glowing
like,
in the dark. They could see it. It was the only
Take it.
spectrum of light
like this is
that their
bad
macular
news.
degeneration would catch.
I'm like, fine, I'll try this shitty peanut. Doesn't look like. And
November 13th comes around. Yeah, you're gonna try
yeah,
We're gonna
So-
try that.
that's my numero uno is the circus peanut.
It's
That's
crazy
so
that
interesting.
they say marshmallow. They're marshmallows. No, they're not marshmallows.
They're
they're-
doing a loose interpretation.
All the old
Yeah.
marshmallows they couldn't sell anymore as real marshmallows.
Dye 'em.
But yeah, I was talking about that too. Like when I grew up in rural, like Halloween for us was to hop in our car and drive to our neighbors.
Yeah, we did that
That's
too.
all we did. We
Yeah.
didn't go to town. And it was almost exclusively home cooked stuff. Like
Yeah, we had a
here's
lot of
apple crisp bar, here's a popcorn ball, here's a piece of apple pie. Like
Ooh,
it's so different now, to
that's
think about
top
that.
5. That's
Yeah,
top 5.
I ain't
Oh, yeah.
gonna. I mean, I ain't gonna hate on a popcorn ball. I like those growing up.
A soft popcorn ball that's like super marshmallowy. Would you eat a popcorn ball where the marshmallows were circus peanuts melted down?
No.
No.
All right. Just wondering. Just
Now
asking
you're
questions.
pushing it. Now you're pushing it, Hanson.
Maybe there's a use for them circus peanuts after all.
Maybe they'd have to be melted down quite a bit. Terminator 2 ending style, maybe.
Well, we'll have to deconstruct the circus peanuts to popcorn ball. I think chefs do that, right? They deconstruct and
I suppose.
Yeah. Guy Fieri could do it. He could do it.
Guy would, he'd figure it out. So. All right. So Matt, your number.
Yeah. So my number one. So I'm like, you guys are kind of going disgusting, taste bad candy. But this is the least favorite, right? Not necessarily the least tasteful. So my number one is something I actually don't mind and will eat, but it's my least favorite because it's not my favorite, and it's the Three Musketeer.
That's a shitty candy bar.
Number one?
Yeah,
what?
Because I don't mind them, but if I have a bag full of candies and I'm gonna throw the circus peanuts away, they're just in the garbage. But if I have Three Musketeers, I am not eating those at all.
Fluffy nougat.
And then the last thing I have in my bag is a bunch of Three Musketeers, and I'm eating. That's all I have. You know,
that's a December candy. Right?
Yeah,
That's a
just
December
I don't
candy.
want a 10th Three Musketeer in a row. Like this is one's good. I'm good with one. One's done, but that's all that's left. 33 Musketeers at the bottom of the bag, and it's left.
Can't support it.
Yeah,
I totally agree, Matt. That is a shit candy bar.
Yes.
Technology has surpassed them, like a Snickers. Like you could literally go to the grocery store and look on the shelf and go, oh, 40 pieces of Three Musketeers for $10 or 40 pieces of Snickers for $10. And you grabbed the Three Musketeers bag like an absolute asshole. Like there is no reason you grab that. There's not a child in this world
Fluffy nougat
where you would go, all right, Three Musketeers, and I'm going to throw this one out there because I know you guys like it. Three Musketeers, Milky Way, also garbage, Snickers, and you literally go, yeah, Three Musketeers. That's the one the kids like. It's so crappy. There's like, why would you ever buy it? I get some of this other candy we put on our list.
Fellas,
like
I think those skate
asshole, and you bought Tootsie Rolls because they're 1,000 of them for $5.
Hey,
I think the scabies pass some type of brain disease on you, fellas.
Oh, come on. You're telling me, Nick Doling, you're telling me you like Three Musketeers more than like a Snickers bar.
why would that be in the equation?
I don't-
1 second.
I like both.
The best. You're
Why-
getting the
just-
best in a lesser option.
There's so. Thank you, Jared. I mean, there are so many candies out there to be bottom 5 and to say these delicious treats like a Three Musketeer, like
It's shameful.
a Milky Way. Somehow
I can
somehow
have
put
shameful.
5 when there's shitty things like
There is
like
6
circus
other
peanuts,
alternatives
like
to a
Pop
Milky
Rocks,
Way
Dixie sticks,
that are the same damn thing.
wax bottle. You're shoving a wax bottle in your mouth, and you're gonna shit on a Three Musketeer.
There's nothing else that tastes
throw
like
the
a wax
bottle
bottle.
out. I'm
That's
just
a
throwing
wax
it in the
bottle.
garbage. Yeah. I'm throwing that in
You
the
like
garbage.
wax bottles. That's the only thing you can have that's a wax bottle. You like chocolate and something inside. There's 18 other things.
Jeremy,
that are better than
save
a Three
this
Musketeers.
list.
Did you not
Save this list.
you know, I could go like I can go with the logic a little bit that you're like, it's the worst that I had left. But I'm like, I usually would say if you're gonna take the wax bottle and throw it out, it should be above Three Musketeers, right? It's worse. You took it out of your bag and you threw it out. But I always imagined I always thought these were kind of like a space treat. I imagined this was something that astronauts ate.
Very fluffy. Very
I
fluffy.
mean, I thought it was like a good treat.
Okay, I might enjoy it more now that you put it that way.
Like this
Yeah.
is probably something an astronaut would eat. Like this is great. But
Yeah,
I
this
like,
is like
I don't
what they
like the
gave the
logic.
people in Desert Storm.
Two of the options are out of
delicious.
stock, guys. Two
But it-
are out
the
of
challenge-
stock. They're sold out. Look,
That's fair. Nick, I didn't even notice that when I pulled it up.
Again, it's just
It is
it is
embarrassing.
the disappointment that I have because I don't mind them, but I just know that there's like 30 of them, small bite size. That's all that's left, and that's all that I have. And it's
sometimes you feel light, you feel thin when you eat them.
I just don't want it. I don't want it at that point. Yeah, and it's disappointing.
Mm.
Yeah, here's a fun aside on Three Musketeers that makes them even more disappointing for me.
Also, based on a book. I don't know if you guys knew that.
Yeah.
What's that? What?
Based on a book, yeah. Do you
Yeah,
guys know
yeah.
that the original Three Musketeers came as a 3-pack with a strawberry, chocolate, and vanilla chocolate bar?
I did see that. I read that.
Neapolitan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they were like, like that's too good. Like, F that. Like, let's just go crappy nougat, like a Milky Way without the caramel. Like, let's make it even more disappointing.
It's not the same nougat either. It's not.
No,
It's like
yeah, the
it's
Milky Way
lighter.
nougat's even better. Like, it's very
There's just
frustrating.
different. It's just different cases.
Three Musketeers is
Yeah.
so aggravating. It is the most aggravating candy bar probably.
Yes,
dude, you're
why
gonna
it's
feel
not-
like you're gonna feel like Neil Armstrong the next time you take a
Oh
bite.
yeah, I like the silver. Like, I do like that. I'm like
You're, like,
unwrapping
floating?
an astronaut dick now. I picture that. Like,
Wow. This is,
Man.
I think we need Jeremy to save the integrity of the show.
Yeah, we're getting
Good.
off the rails now here, Casey. I didn't surprise anybody with my number one. My number one is candy corn. To me, the only redeeming quality about it, and I know you guys hate grouping up, but I was gonna group the marshmallow pumpkins into it too, but I decided not to because it's against the
Well,
rules.
Sometimes they make a bag with them together. So you
The only redeeming quality about candy corn was we used to like bite off the yellow portion, and then we would like stick it on one of our teeth.
yeah.
That was just kind of fun. You felt like an old prospector, maybe like
Gus
like
chickens.
Gus
you know,
Jiggins.
yeah. Like that's like the only redeeming quality. And then I would also, well, actually, the second one was again being poor. At some point, you were gonna get to that point where you're like, I'm gonna eat the candy corn.
Yeah.
It was
Can
just you're not gonna throw it out. So
Can we admit is there like level? There's a little bit of a level to the candy corn game too. Like,
look
like
at
those.
that
Huh? You ever made one of these?
in butter.
Yeah.
What?
A stick
Wow.
of butter. That is a
Gross. Oh my god.
die
For those of you
immediately?
that watch on YouTube, we have pulled up a candy corn cob that you could make with a stick of butter, sugar, vanilla, and candy corn wrapped around the outside. It looks horrendous. And salt. You can salt it.
I imagine you die immediately after you eat that. Don't try it. Oh.
I think
Yeah,
that
that's
is more
amazing.
hazardous to your health than the black licorice does.
Yeah, guaranteed. You know, if you deep
That
fry
looks
that,
good though.
deep
Look
fry
at those
that,
kernels. Oh my god.
Oh man.
That looks like
I'm
corn on the
making-
cob.
Oh, they're making
one of
okay. So it's
those-
not just the butter. It's edible. You turn the butter into cookie dough. That's what it's saying.
kind of.
This crazy treat is
What?
made of edible sugar cookie dough, so that anyone crazy enough to take a bite right in the center.
I would do chocolate chip cookie though.
Yeah, I feel like they're adding too many steps. Like, yeah, like you said, just take cookie dough,
Throw it in a
jam the
tube.
corn into it, and you're done.
I'm bringing one to PPS.
I'll eat it. I'll eat it.
Probably did.
Let's see what happens to my body.
Yeah,
I get
You know,
in early on Wednesday, so I'm going
you have
shopping.
plenty of
I'm
time
gonna
to
go-
prepare.
I'm gonna go to a Trader Joe's and I'm gonna make some freaking corn on the
You all
cob.
got FPS in here? Give me some butter.
I think when you look at that too, I got a kind of a hot take honorable mention thing, and it was just the Baby Ruth, and merely for the fact, I don't know if you guys experienced it, but it was the fact like no matter how old it was, it felt like when you took a bite, all the chocolate was gonna flake off, and it never stayed on the actual.
You're
bar.
so right about that. What was
I'm
that
like-
process? It was,
It was
like,
like-
they
I don't know
flash
what they were doing
froze
wrong.
chocolate onto it.
Yeah,
So when you bit into it, it just shattered. It was like you guys have had ice cream with like the magic shell.
yeah.
Like,
yeah.
it was
Kinda
like
like
the same
that.
chocolate, but you put it on a candy bar. That's a
So if you were to take a bite, you have chocolate flakes on you, like right away.
100%
It's like
guaranteed
that's-
to look like an asshole by the end of the night.
I'm not giving that the worst though.
No, it's
Honorable
that's why
mention.
it's just an honorable mention for me.
Yeah.
I like
I'll
that
go with
little
that.
aside.
We're all better
Alright.
for it now.
Well, very very fun, intriguing list, gentlemen.
Wow,
I like our hate lists. We don't do enough hate lists.
Bottom fives.
Well, I'm gonna have to go and try all these again and just be like, yeah, these are terrible.
Tell me. Tell
I
me how
am
the
kind of
raisinets are.
intrigued about. I'm not gonna eat an entire wax bottle, I would
Oh.
maybe be tempted to try to drink one, but I'm not eating the whole bottle.
No. You go to Casey's, get your breakfast pizza.
No, we need a Casey's out here. We went over this.
I'll open
We're
a
quitting
Casey's next to your
physical
clinic.
therapy, and we're going into breakfast pizza.
Medicare reimbursements are what they are. I'm going to quit this game. I'm going to open a Casey's.
Are you in pain?
I'm
Do
going
you
to have
want a pizza?
Casey's. I'm going to have breakfast pizza in Casey's wax bottles. And I just want you to hammer a couple down. One on each side. Molars
Ooh,
only.
hot take. What if we find out it's as effective as dry needling?
I am not going to argue.
Sorry to our listeners out there that have a vested interest and belief in dry needling.
I'm sorry. I believe in it too.
Yeah, but we'll try lots of stuff. with
I'm
BTS
Ron
next
Burgundy.
week. Yeah. Time to sign off, Ron.
Yeah. Oh, and
Bruce.
that concludes episode 41. Thank you, Matt, so much
Thank
for
you, Matt.
joining
Yes.
us. You're a great sport. I know we interrupted you a million times, but you're a good sport. So tell us a little bit. You got anything self-promotion as far as give you a call, check out your Facebook, anything like that?
Yeah, check out Facebook, Trailhead Physical Therapy. And then, yeah, if you're in the Denver area, you're listening and want to check out the clinic and then check out the gym, I'm going to throw a shout out to it's Beyond Fitness and Performance. Amazing gym, just a great place. I mean, I love it there. So love all the members, love all the trainers. So if you don't need PT, but you want to get in shape, check out Beyond Fitness and Performance, Highlands Ranch, and Trailhead Physical Therapy.
Well, if I want to get my
Awesome.
swell on next week, can you get me in for free?
Yeah, absolutely. Throw in the blood flow restriction, do all that stuff for you.
Oh,
I'll get it. I'll get it on some
Needles in here.
BFR. I'll get it on some BFR.
Let's
Love
go.
Love it.
You think I can get some air bands on the plane?
Yeah.
So let me take-
Well, no, you're.
Is that
Oh,
lithium?
yeah, you'd
batteries
make
in
it
there?
through a check. They'd be fine. Your check bag.
Just
Now
throw them
you
on
check
your
that, they'd be
arms
fine
as you
if
go
you're-
through security.
Don't do that.
They're
Don't
just
do
they're
that.
bracelets. They're bracelets. Don't mind me. Bump them
Who
up.
is this? Iron Man?
Tell me you have
No.
a heart condition. They'll never ask
I think you need
questions.
papers. You need papers for that.
No,
I
they
have the
don't
diabetes.
ask. Those guys
I have
aren't
the beats.
trained. Yeah,
Yes.
they don't know. Anyways, don't put knives in them. You'll be all right. As always, check us out on Facebook at PT Shop Talk. Check us out on Twitter at PT Shop Talk 1. Check us out on YouTube, PT Shop Talk. You see the correlation with all of them. I made it very simple for you. Hit us up at ptshoptalk@gmail.com if you want to give us any criticism. Check out some lists. If you want to be a guest on the show, hit us up. Until next time, as always, I'm Casey Hansen. With us today, special guest Matt McLean, Nick Doling, and Jeremy Van Kloppenberg. Until next time, see y'all.